Greetings, hello, and bonjour. Oh, one moment. We seem to be having a bit of trouble here. Sorry, we had an issue with the reception, but can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think it's pronounced bonjour.
Oh, my apologies, bonjour. So, hello everybody and welcome back to the reception table. Glad to have you here and glad to be here. Let me introduce you to our lovely players. Starting from the left.
Hi, I am the left. My name is James. I am playing Arya Sophia. Pleasure to meet you.
My name is Cameron, and I am playing as Calicath, and tonight I will also be playing as Domino Laverna.
Oh, yes, I'll also be playing as Astrid. My bad.
And I am the right. Also, I'm Zatira. I will be playing Zatira.
Yes.
Nice. Excellent. Just what we expect out of you.
You may all be noticing we are missing a few cast members. We have one cast member on his way and another cast member that unfortunately will not be able to make it tonight. Domino has gotten tied up with other matters last minute. But Domino, as was said by Arya, will be played by Calicath. I said that all backwards and upside down. Calicath will be playing Domino and Arya will be playing Astrid until we get our lovely Astrid back. He is on his way.
Yes.
Now, any notifications before we get ourselves started for the night?
Yes. We love doing this, and we would really appreciate a like, comment, and subscription on YouTube, and also whatever other thing You're welcome, Sylv. Honestly, you're welcome.
Feel free to follow and sub on this channel, and also don't forget to watch the podcast that is also on the YouTube channel. If you want like a rundown or explanations of the characters, or even like characters' thoughts on current events.
Yeah.
Theory crafting, I think, on a couple of the latest ones.
Sometimes
Yeah.
bad jokes.
Plenty of bad jokes.
Plenty of bad jokes, yeah.
A couple of them have the DM's perspective on things, on the players.
You know, there's that. But I think with that shilling, I think we're ready for.
Oh, no. Bring it. More. Just lather it on there. Calicath, I didn't get yours.
Go sub to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/.
He is YouTube. It's just
Jinxie.
Jinxie?
Jinxie.
Oh, the Rainbow Six guy.
I do have a notification. You all watching the YouTube, as you, of course, you were so feverishly watching every episode. The moment it comes out, you may have noticed that this week there was not an upload. I do apologize. We had some house issues. My roof fell through, my walls fell through, and it was vacation. So with all that coming through, had a really tough time getting that video edited and properly posted to you. But we will be seeing both this episode and next episode on the YouTube channel next week. I do apologize. I am doing my best. So, without further ado, we'll get ourselves into tonight's session. Woo! All right. Last we left off, within Crossroads, within As Above, within the reception table. Our party members had been on a long journey and mystery, searching to find Canton Prin and Smoking Joe, who had run away with an item of power known as the Silver Vine, a artifact from the north that the Goliaths seem to have allowed to be brought down by their escorts, that being Astrid, a Goliath himself, and Canton Prin, a master master monk from the Goliaths and the monastery, and was supposed to be delivered to a Lord Vishan Kohi of Crossroads, in order to deal with a particular dragon problem, a red dragon known as Torn, a scourge on the land and becoming a threat for possibly the north. However, things went awry as they went missing, and thus our investigation began to find Canton Prin and an individual named Smoking Joe in order to get that vine back. Eventually, they did find Canton Prin and Smoking Joe, and a mysterious third character with them, and they fought to get that vine back. The master spoke to his pupil, Astrid, and told him that he had 1 minute to impress him, else he would find himself useless to and incapable of redemption and would be slain at that moment. However, the party coming together overwhelmed Kenton Prin with numbers and strengths that he was not predicting and expecting, and really showed him what's what and where he stood on this food chain. Through a beginning fight where things began to look dire, they more than persevered. They dominated halfway through the battle, sending Kenton Prin on the run, actually even killing him. But Arya, knowing the importance of this individual, felt that there could be information to be gathered. And in a last-second decision, in his panic, healed Kenton Prin in order to just preserve him long enough to interrogate him. And in a flash, Kenton Prin escaped in that moment. They disappeared to the waters, and the mysterious third person, seemingly controlling the tide, tried to pull in where he believed the vine to be. But through a few lucky rolls and some general luck for the party, Calicat had caught an invisible individual who was making off with the vine. A Pearl Everhall, one whose mind's being meddled with some god. They reconvene on the beach, currently having a discussion with a fellow that they brought along with them, Naomi, discussing on what they should do with the vine. I turn the game over to you, players.
Calicath raises his arm towards Naomi, and at the end of his arm, a face begins to form, a mouth that starts to laugh. His still unbandaged body, eyes start slowly opening up, and Calicath casts hideous laughter on Naomi.
All right.
Calicath, what are you...
That's a 16 and 16 save.
Ooh.
Yes, that does save.
With that, the invading forces begin to take Naomi's mind. He reaches back to his head, looks to you in a panic, and when his eyes lock with yours, the magic the intensity of his stare back to you distracts you. And even though your mouth was not moving, the tongues that were coming from your hand and arm, speaking the incantation, stutter, and the spell dispels. And he looks at you with a panic in his face and his eyes, and he goes, "What was that? What was that?" And he looks to Zatira in anger.
Oi, hey.
He reaches and grabs onto his great club, the size of himself.
Let's not start any infighting right now, alright? This is the last thing we need.
You stay out of my head.
I am sick and tired of your lot lying to us, hiding things from us.
Lying to you? I housed you. I helped you. And you're the liar. We came here to bring that vine back to Sawyer. I have done nothing. Nothing but help you.
What is in your pocket?
His eyes kind of like slowly sink in. His body language slowly shifts, and he kind of mutters I never lied. He looks towards Zatira for some kind of safety.
Give it to me, Naomi.
His eyes shift between the two of you, and you guys standing parallel in the sand.
This was just in case something, in case we needed backup, or if this fight.
You were in on this too.
As well. This
what
was
is it?
for hoping that it was a method of calling for backup, like I said.
To who?
So what is the title?
What's the title? What?
Don't worry about it. Sorry.
It's something we already knew. But
What is it?
Satira told you it's in case things got rough. In
And
case.
What is it called?
Who do you think?
What is...
And almost as you say that, there's a loud whistle. I can't. It's like a as from the tree line. You hear this like shrill whistle kind of reach out, but as you turn around, the sunrise beginning. It's hard to see quite where it came from. But someone whistles out the trail, and you can see some movement off to the right and a little bit of movement off to the left. It seems there might maybe to be a fan of individuals.
What What's going on? What's he doing? Is this some kind of weird magic?
We were followed by some of the Santiago men.
And
I
they didn't
wanted
help.
them in. Well, we did just fine on our own, I guess. At least enough for them to not feel like getting involved. Yet.
But you knew about this.
I expected them to come in a little bit later.
But you didn't say anything to any of us about it.
No, I figured it would be a pleasant surprise.
Really? The people that were gonna kill my grandmother? That's a nice surprise. Is that right?
Anyways,
Me and Domino are like making the face to each other.
Domino
stole-
exchanging like glances of drama, like watching a soap opera unfold.
Me and him are thinking about popcorn or something.
I'm gonna have to approach this very differently.
And as you say that,
Holding the box.
Astrid, I believe has the box. I believe.
Last Astrid said he said that thing was not leaving his actual
Not
person.
leaving
his
He won't
Mhm.
even put it.
Yeah.
He won't even put it in his bag.
Yeah, he's holding
He
it in
wants
his
locked in
hands.
arms.
It's a little late to.
And with that,
Alright.
an individual down that sandy slide slides down, followed by 3 others, like currently making their way down to you. Let me move over the maps real quick. All right. And with that, you hear a small clap, like kind of a slow clap coming in. Great work then, boys! And there's an individual, white hair, two swords on either side, sheathed, sliding down, walking forwards in the lead of a pack, followed by a few thugs not too far behind. The thugs themselves carrying large crossbows, and following to her right is a younger woman, seemingly with these circular glasses, looking almost like a librarian or owl, staying kind of far back as she starts to walk her way through. Really, truly great. So you've got the vine then?
Do I recognize the individual?
Yes, quite immediately you've seen this person, but I don't believe you caught their name as they begin walking their way forwards. This individual was the one day when you were in Sawyer's office and he nodded, sending someone out to go collect the vine. This is that individual, and there is an individual that's known as Sawyer's right-hand man, known as the Iron Maul.
Maul as in
M-A-W.
Oh, I was thinking M-A-L-L.
No.
Sorry,
Not-
friends. We don't have the vine. Unfortunately, Canton Pren made off with it at the last moment. So close, though.
Roll a deception check. And she's looking at you with a large grin on her face, her white pearlescent teeth almost like almost comparing to her white hair.
Yeah, you should have.
25.
25. There's a look in her eyes and she goes, "Ooh, that's a shame. Well, no worry." And she takes a few steps forwards. "I still have business with you all. Mind coming with me?"
We're a bit exhausted after all that.
"I'm sure."
I think we'd prefer to make camp first,
"Oh, no. Sawyer insists. I'm to bring you back today. As quick as I can."
See, I'm not even sure if half of us will survive the journey back.
"Be a shame.
Poor Astrid here took quite a beating.
Looks
I
like
did
it.
too. It's very tiring.
I'm sure. Too bad I don't care." And she kind of nods, and some of those the thugs start to kind of encircle around the perimeter.
If you
for
wouldn't
someone that's-
mind, we have another issue that we'd like to tie up before then. After all, we're still all wanted. And this man here, I look down at Pearl, is our ticket to clear in our bounty. If you wouldn't mind, we would like to handle that business before we bring such a level of heat towards Lord Santiago.
Those chains look quite firm, quite fine. Don't see why we can't take him along for the journey. Besides, this is an opportunity for you. I hear Sawyer's looking to give you a job.
Hey, I'd like to insight check that.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll insight.
All right. Arya's not great, but that sounds like the lowest BS. 11 for 10.
Arya, this person might just be your next ticket to your next big break. This is you don't really know what's going on. You really don't know either of these parties that well. And this person seems like they have authority. They have people by their side. They have a cool ass name. Well, you don't quite know that part. However, this individual carries a certain moxie with them that no one else has around you. There's this level of like commanding and like they could be your ticket.
You know, I do like that. Hey,
You know.
Hey.
Go ahead.
hey, I'm new. Who's Santiago? Who's Sawyer? What's going on here?
Well, she, or he, well, I think they're presenting themselves as like female right now. Am I looking at that token correctly? Or am I
Looking at
mistaken?
them, they do seem, as far as sex is concerned, they do seem female. As far as presentation, they are wearing a Victorian-style outfit. And it almost looks like a nobleman's woman's wear. However, you can see underneath some of the fabric an obvious like. There is this exaggeration to their to their chest, to their stomach. They're obviously wearing armor underneath this fine wear.
She is known as the Iron Maw.
She gives a
that's-
little
that's
bow
cool.
when you mention her title.
That's a pretty cool name. Not gonna lie.
Right. She works for the Santiagos.
And who are they?
A very powerful family.
Oh, and they want to give us a job? That's great.
I'm looking for
and
more of a
it's-
vacation right now after all of this.
It's
Oh,
great
I
and
get
all,
that.
but
I get that.
I think our whole like job area is a little bit filled up right now. We appreciate
Oh,
the offer
yeah.
though.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Bit occupied.
Yeah.
But, hey, we'll get
They
to it
mentioned you'd be
as soon as we can.
quirky. This isn't exactly a choice for you. You don't look like you could handle yourself too well. And she takes a few steps forward, and one of the guards kind of like raised up a heavy crossbow, pointing it, and she kind of nods for him to put it down, and he does quite swiftly. I want to handle this as civilly as we can. Is that unreasonable? And with a good perception check, her eyes go over. She goes, nice box. Seems unique. What's in it?
Oh yeah.
Astrid
You know.
will perk up. Yeah. It's an heirloom.
An heirloom.
And friend, my master had it.
I saw the fight. Quite a show.
Yeah.
Well, didn't see you walk in with that heirloom though. Quite a big box to be hidden on your. And he looks around. Oh, you don't seem to have a bag of holding, do you?
You lost
Yeah.
a lot of things.
Yeah, like I said, it was kind of stolen. Technically, Smoking Joe had it,
Oh, interesting.
and he had stolen it from me. It actually has
A
art
stolen
supplies in it.
heirloom. art supplies. And there's a chuckle amidst the group of thugs, and herself leading the laugh. The woman in the back with the round glasses, kind of looking a little bit intimidated, scared about this whole interaction. No laugh from her, as she just watches with an intensity and holds a necklace over her, like with her right hand, she holds a necklace up to her chest, kind of just inspecting the entire discussion.
Can I recognize anything on that necklace?
She's covering it with her hand at the moment. It's not and it's quite far away. It's not all too big. It'd be hard to tell from this distance. If you want to roll a perception check, I can give you something there. See if there might be something for you to see there.
Yeah, I guess I'll give it a shot, just to see. It's a natural one. Yeah, I can see.
It's just the only thing you can make out is a little bit of glinting silvery, like silverness from it, but that's maybe even the neck part.
Yeah. If she approaches any closer, Zatira will step in front of Astrid with.
She does stop moving at this point, just kind of waiting and watching. I'll let you discuss among yourself, if that makes you feel better.
Oh, I don't think there's any discussion necessary. It is quite a priceless artifact for him.
I'd love to see it then.
Well, unfortunately, I can't show you. It's locked down with a magical seal.
Oh.
And it would take a lot of effort for us to open it right now.
Those are
But
quite
we can
shifty.
show you some of his paintings.
Not
Here,
too
why
interested
don't
in the
you pull out
paintings.
Oh, you just want to see the paint brushes?
I heard that and she's not really leaving her 5 foot square, but she's walking left and right, kind of like pacing up and down the beach. And she's, I heard that a different heirloom of yours, might have been taken from you. An individual named Sebastian filled me in. Something about retrieving it, although it wasn't paintbrushes, nor an heirloom. It was something Sawyer's been keeping his eye on for some time now. It's just the oddest coincidence, this thing. And besides, it's not what I'm here for. I wish to bring you back for a job.
But
I mean,
for it
if
to
you
be a
talk-
job,
Would you mind
don't we
filling
have
us
to-
in a little bit on the details of this job?
God, we're just so
I wish I
scared.
could. I wish I could, truly. Sawyer seems to be the one, I've just followed his rules, his sayings. He told me to pick you up. That's what I'm here for. If I could tell you more, I would. He has all the details. You know how it is.
When we do come with you, we're allowed to keep all of our belongings on our person. All of them.
Tricky that. You are quite the rowdy bunch, as I just witnessed. Might have to gag a few of you, particularly spellcasters. And I wouldn't want you, I wouldn't want him being too much of trouble. She kind of doesn't say anything, but almost insinuates that there's shackles involved when it comes to Astrid.
Well, ma'am, I'm not
we're
any trouble, is what Astrid says.
We may be willing to cooperate. No gagging, no cuffs. We can just walk. The people we were here to kill are gone.
It's true.
We should have no reason to use them anywhere else.
It's true.
Roll a persuasion check.
Alright. That is a 17.
She shakes her head with a no and goes, we'll be putting on the manacles, at least for the big one. Suppose we don't have to worry too much about the magic casters. That's why we brought her along. And immediately, sheepishly, one of the circle glasses takes a step back because all the attention was brought to her, and she grabs her necklace tighter. Her eyes go wide, and then she's like, "Please, don't piss yourself." And they continue. The one in front of her, the mall, turns her head back to you guys. The manacles? But we won't have to gag them.
I
Could
mean,
we at least keep everything on us?
Yes, I'm okay with that. Again, my job's not to take that heirloom from you. My job's to bring you back to him. I would
can
hope you
I
keep
insight
everything.
check that?
I would also like to insight check that.
Absolutely.
Grayson, you can insight check. Well, I guess we could both do it.
Oh, hey,
We
modify
all just
20.
Insight check it.
Yeah,
Modify
I mean, we can
20?
all insight check it, you know.
Modify 20.
Hey, modified 20, nice. I rolled a 10 to 9.
One moment.
Epic.
This sounds
So
better
I'm
and
loving
better
it.
to you.
I'm loving it. This is great.
You
for
rolled,
me.
yeah.
Awesome.
I will. Okay,
Wow.
so as far as you guys go, right? As far as this goes, Arya, for you, dude, this person is like you might be quite like they are so confident and so awesome that you're like, wait, I just kind of joined the first group I ran into, but this person, fuck, like.
I mean,
As for Kalikath and Zatira, though everything about their form is shifty and hard to pin what they're exactly saying with each word, nothing that no movements in their phrasing and no current like they're very coy, but you don't get any immediate indication that there's some other intent regarding that statement. There's nothing that seems shifty about that statement. It seemed pretty firm.
Okay. So, you're just gonna take us to what's his face, right? That's your whole job. That's what you're here to do,
That's what I'm here for.
and that's it.
Bit big for.
Well, I have to take care of my men. I can't let you hurt him once we're there. But more or less, that's the gist.
well, this sounds like a great idea to me.
Of course it does.
And here I was, afraid you were here to steal the credit.
Oh no. I have all the credit I need. I just follow my orders well. That's all.
I say we go with him.
Do be gentle with that one. I look down at
But
Pearl. We really do need him.
do want to ask a favor.
Hmm.
We will willingly go with you. No handcuffs. Please.
Me and Domino both put our hands together in like a prayer thing and give our best like puppy dog eyes.
Believe it or not, we do. I'll try
That's
and add
fine.
on to this and say, believe it or not, we do know how to behave. As like try and assist in some manner.
I will have you roll a persuasion at disadvantage because you guys have already failed one attempt to get them to not do the manacles.
That's fair. I'm not rolling for this. Good luck, guys. And it's at advantage, right? With a plus 20 modifier, right? Is that?
The first part of that.
You said it was a disadvantage or just regular?
This is disadvantage.
All right, 10.
Hmm.
My first one was a 19.
She gives a head no, a shake no, and she goes, like I said, manacles. No gag.
All right.
Well, if that's the case, then we won't be going with you. We can make this hard on both of our teams, or we can make it easier on both of our teams. Because I guarantee you, if you try and force us to go, some of your men are going to die. That is a guarantee. We may also die. There is a chance of that. But you're not going to go without your loss.
Ooh, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception, like
Mhm.
15.
15.
15.
You do manage to hear the shifting of weight behind you, and you do not get caught off guard. As Naomi at this point he's not doing a swing, but he's got his body prepared and set up to just give you the fattest, biggest haymaker of a like whack from your backside, as he kind of like looks at you with intensity in his eyes and like kind of goes, Well,
With real quick, when he
he's
when
not
he rears
swinging.
back,
Yeah.
when he like sets it up, I'm still not wearing my bandages, unfortunately.
Right. That is correct.
When he rears back, the eyes on the back of my head, or the slits on the back of my head, start to open up, and eyes look at him, and, and I say, "Come on, man, you're better than this."
When you say that, there's a look at his eyes and a grimace over his face. He looks kind of. This is the dark. He's actually. I mean, your interactions with him have been pretty go-lucky, pretty go-happy, except for when he's barking at Zatira about Zatira threatening his life, blah 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 blah. But in this instance, he's actually a dull, almost deadpan man, which is unlike him. And he goes, "I'm really not. You don't know me. You don't know Sawyer." He doesn't strike,
All right.
but he holds the weapon ready.
Calicath, I think this might be our best bet. For everyone else, we don't have to wear a gag. Only one person is going to be encumbered. This is a good deal, all things considered.
No, it's not. I don't like the restriction of anyone's freedom. I stand by what I said. If you want to take one of us in any sort of chains, binds, I will fight my heart out, and I will kill at least one of you.
You know what? I respect that.
But if you don't bind any of us, let all of us keep our freedom, you have my word at the very least that I will happily go with you. I won't even try to escape.
I said what I would said, and I stand by it. He's not going to see Sawyer. That Goliath of a thing is not going to see Sawyer without binds. I stand by it.
Dead as it is.
Zatira will lean over to Astrid and ask him, "Do you mind taking one for the team, pal?"
Nah, I don't mind. I've got an idea, but I
Alright.
don't mind.
I wanted to make sure that you were okay with it first.
So what's it going to be? I can't be here all morning.
Okay, he's agreed to at least be the one in cuffs.
It's not about him. If I'm gonna be on a team with somebody, no matter what, I'm not giving up anyone's freedom again. We don't know what they could do. Do you remember what happened last time we agreed to something like this? Onyx fucking died.
Right.
Because we were lied to. Because we gave him up. What happens now? What if they cuff him the minute we get into those woods? They could kill him, and there's not going to be anything he could do about it. I'm not going to sit here and let that happen again. I'm not taking that risk. If you want to, go ahead. But I'm going to fight my fucking heart out to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Ooh, he's
I will
feisty.
die on this hill.
I like him.
Well, imagine having to deal with him for 4 days straight. Pal, I understand. I do. I really do. But this is the most amount of compromise that we're going to get right now. And in the Onyx situation, we did have an option to fight. This one, not so much.
Our option to fight last time would have gotten Pearl killed on the spot. We could fight here too. We would still die, but it's the same thing. We're running the risk of letting a friend die.
And he's accepted that risk.
So did Onyx. And
And he's
he
accepted
died.
Tick tock, tick tock. I'm
You
getting
shut the fuck
impatient.
up. I am sick of hearing you talk.
I'm sure you are.
Are you really okay with this?
The Megman himself said he would accept it, so this is our best bet of going in and keeping all our lives for at least a little bit longer.
All of 10 fucking minutes. Okay.
Should they try?
Fine.
And I'll whisper to him if they do try anything. At least Astrid's the one that's got a few extra arms.
Like I said, he's half
That's
dead
true.
as it is. It's not gonna do him any
And
good.
would be fully dead, standing right here. If we keep
The-
saying no.
The one in the back, the girl with the circular glasses, she stammers and begins to speak up and goes, I don't know if this is a compromise, but I could dominate his mind. No cuffs.
That's even worse!
Sorry,
doesn't sound-
sorry.
That's even worse!
I was just trying to
horrible.
help.
What is wrong with
I'm
you?
sorry.
No,
And she
Mind
like
your
goes
own
into like a
business.
panic.
let's just stick with the
God.
handcuffs. Let's. At least the man can walk with his own free will. Gosh.
It's just handcuffs, right? It's not like anything on his feet. Yes.
Right.
Okay. Will there be a restaurant between now and Sawyer's?
Calican puts his hands on his hip and turns towards Arya. He goes, "Hey
You
man,
are quite the troopers.
We haven't eaten a
Oh.
full day. All we had was just a little breakfast.
Well, you know, I really don't know where this place is, or I didn't know a jungle was here. It was just a beach when I showed up. I mean, I'm hoping there's a restaurant too, but you know, fingers and swords crossed. But you know,
while
We
Arya's
play
talking,
nice. Maybe he'll give us a fine meal.
while
That'd be
they're
nice.
finishing up their talk, Caliceth plops down on the ground and starts raveling his arms and body back in his bandages. Frustratedly mumbling.
I know we don't like it, Cal. We don't like it either. But this is the only option we really have right now. Other than dying. That's not an option.
No response.
An individual walks up quietly, the thug, seeming gotten the gist of everyone's energy, and from his belt there's the jingling of shackles as he walks up and kind of like waits for Astrid. He opens them up and waits for Astrid to place his arms in there.
will they fit?
These
while
ones,
he's holding the chains. Also, will they fit? Period, because he has huge arms.
they will fit. Yes. Seems that they kind of had an idea what they were coming into in general. They had a full debrief. It seems as though they may have had a full debrief on everything of you guys, bringing an anti-mage and everything.
But will the handcuffs fit while he's holding the box? Is what I was asking.
Ah, I see. I would say yes. I mean, yes.
That Astrid doesn't put up much of a fight, but he's just like staring at this
Box away.
goon and also holding the box as hard as he can, just staring at this goon like I could break you. But he doesn't say that. He's just looking.
Do you mind if I
goon-
at least give him this first, to your old approach with a healing potion? At least help him actually make the journey back.
Roll a persuasion check.
I respect that. With an
That is
advantage, right?
a
No.
modified 20.
Hey!
She looks at him and like some of his blood kind of runs downwards off of his various wounds, and she gives a nod like a yes.
Alright. Open wide, big fella.
All right.
Is a basic healing potion.
we said that's base 10, right?
Right, that's correct.
Yes, yes, yes. I don't.
All right.
Damn.
Don't have
I don't-
access to his.
Yeah, I can't edit his actual thing, so I'll write that down somewhere.
Okay,
Just know
okay.
he has 10 more HP than on his character sheet.
He takes basically a shot of this liquid, and it glows as you shake it up a bit, and then there's a boom as you pop the top off, pour it down his gullet, and with that, some of the wounds, but not all, begin to heal and close. And she looks out to you guys. Shall we be on our way then?
Right. Ardia, you mind carrying Pearl?
Yeah, of course. Anything for... That's Pearl?
Yes, the one that's unconscious.
Yeah. No, I gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Pearl. And I give a wink and I grab him and put him over my shoulder.
All right. You guys grab your things and begin, and they turn around. They slowly circle you all, and you guys begin your trek back to Crossroads.
Tyr is
It's-
like keeping a very careful eye on each one of them to make sure like none of them's suddenly gonna make a move against them.
Mm-hmm. One thing of note, Naomi has broken off of your group and is now following along with the thugs, and along with them, and a couple of the individuals are kind of. There's a space open for you, Zatira, in the crowd that's walking, almost as though they're like, they round up the other ones, and as they're rounding them up, it's an evident, like, you were kind of excluded in the roundup. It's up to you if you're going to be with the party or not.
I'll be with the party.
All right. With that, they surround you all, and you guys begin to, excuse the music, begin to walk your way back to back to.
Very sweet.
Oh, also,
Oh, here we go.
since Astrid is cuffed, I'll help move the box of his heirloom into his bag.
You notice that his bags are not quite equipped to handle, like, it's a decently long box. He doesn't quite have a backpack or anything of the sort. He would have to be carrying that proper.
Okay.
He mostly
Astrid
has
would
like
box-
small
Yeah.
bags.
Oh yeah. No, he would. Astrid's not gonna pass that off to anybody.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, but I already know. Like even for a moment, that's locked down in his own hands.
Yeah. I was trying to move it into his bag, but he doesn't have one big enough for it.
You guys begin walking through the day, and it's hot. Like the sun's beating down on you. You guys were exhausted from traveling the entire night from the first place. It's not a pleasant trek back, and they're not giving you any moment of rest, truly. It is a push and push and push. I'm going to have everyone roll a constitution check. Aria at disadvantage for carrying Pearl.
You said Constitution. Excellent.
That is an 11.
11, you
know what they
pass.
say.
I got
That
a
is it.
20.
You pass. I need dominoes as well.
Yes.
Give me just a moment.
You said disadvantage. Yes.
For Aria, because you're carrying Pearl.
My
You got
lowest was a
Domino
12.
got a 7.
All right. Domino is the only one who finds himself experiencing a point of exhaustion, having disadvantage on his ability checks as he just, this is a lot for him. He's not exactly equipped for long treks, and this is a lot in general. He finds himself with a point of exhaustion. As you guys begin to press your ways through the woods, back the way you guys came, over the small mountain, past the destroyed spire, walking your way back down through the now destroyed Felfang Enclave. And on your way back, it being morning time, you actually see some of the younger you see a few goblins currently rummaging through the wreckage, younger ones seemingly looking for items and things like that, and a few bugbears who seemingly got away from the wreckage during the first strike and did not fight. Currently older ones and younger ones, but no one in the middle age that would have been in a fighting age, currently reclaiming what's left of their small tented village. It's not a pretty sight as you guys progress. And eventually you guys go through that winding spire where that destruction happened from that fire blast. And by this point, we've gone from the morning to about the midday, now cresting into the later parts of the evening as you guys begin finding yourself in again familiar territory through distant Galahad. The stone, the earthy ground you had been walking on and the naturey forest now becoming a dark black ground and various destroyed and disrepaired stony walkways as you travel in between alleyways and through main roads now. Currently paraded of sorts, but not in any extravagant way, but in general just being pulled along. And at one point, you even notice that the whole crowd stops for a second as a guard, two red guard, come up and kind of immediately start discussing. They're like, we need to be getting that Goliath, and immediately the Iron Maul stops them, makes them aware of who she is, and they back off as you're in distant Galahad, and they don't have as much word here. And you guys progress past even the red guard, traveling your way around towards Sawyer's mansion. Anybody make any actions during this time?
I wanted to see if I recognize, if I had a better look at what that amulet that lady has, and then a question I want to ask.
Sure. I would say within the time of walking, as she's kind of stays in the farther back, and you notice roll perception check.
That is a 10.
A 10. You notice that she keeps a particular eye on Calicath and Domino, but not much more than that. And you also, as you guys are progressing, you look into that necklace and you're trying to get it. It's a gold necklace with that is a circular, almost like a gemstone of sorts, but not very well designed, not very well grown. Like it's not cleaned out. You can't see through it. It's like a dirty gemstone, like a fresh out of the earth kind of gemstone. It only has one kind of emblem to it, and it's that of a rose. It's not too familiar. Besides that, that is all you can quite see. It's not the most, it's fancy, but it's not any more fancy than any other. It's less fancy than a proper actual for jewelry style gemstone.
Pretty necklace.
Where'd
you get it?
I'm not sure. And she thinks for a bit. I don't, and there's not much response. She kind of gives the inclination that she doesn't know if she's supposed to be talking to you, because she's gotten some intel, but now you're walking with the crowd, and she's like, I'm not supposed to talk to you, I don't think.
You're doing it right now.
Right. and there's like a bit of stress.
The necklace, it's nothing serious.
I don't know what I'm supposed to not say, so I'm not gonna say anything. I said something.
Am I within earshot of this?
Yeah, yes, this is all close quarters to you.
How many of the other people, how nearby are any of the enemies?
The Iron Maul is in the very front of the group, walking with leading everyone along. I would say Satira and you, being you two, will probably be in the farther back of the group. And she's following the caboose. The only thing next to her are two other thugs to the left and right. There are more thugs, but this is just the most vicinity, immediate earshot people as you guys are progressing through distant Galahad's various roads.
Oh, I would like to walk up to her and I'll ask, hey, I was wondering, you don't seem like the rest of them. Why are you here?
I'm not supposed to I'm not supposed to say anything to you. Keep moving. Keep it going.
I'm not asking for any sort of intel here or anything. I'm just trying to make conversation. Nothing bad.
Silence. Prisoner. If are you a prisoner? What are they? What are they? And then the thug goes over and goes, we're prisoners for now. Okay, prisoner, no. and like her lips quivering.
Come on, man.
You can put
Just-
down the act.
This clearly isn't like your thing. No one's gonna hurt you. I'm just trying to talk.
You roll a persuasion check, just a general. No, this is not persuasion. Roll a general charisma check because there's no exactly persuading thing happening. Just a general charisma.
Yeah, you know, the no bandage Calicath with all the.
No, he at this point he's
very
gotten
charismatic.
he
He's
started
got
the
a bandage
bandages,
on
and
now,
while he was
yeah.
walking, some of the bandages covered his body. At this point, he's fully mummified. It's been a few hours.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh, yeah, I got a 13. I don't know if you heard me.
13. And your last thing you said was like no one's gonna hurt you. There's a
Like,
tinge
not like anyone's gonna hurt you.
of there's a tinge when you say that, like something like kind of like almost you can almost tell it's like something like echoes in their mind, and like they just get real quiet. They don't say anything. They just get real quiet, especially, and you notice it's notable that it's especially when you said no one's gonna hurt you. But besides that, she doesn't say anything further.
They like lean down and kind of whisper to her. Are they forcing you to do this?
It's mutually good.
That's good to hear.
It's a job.
That's all
You know
it
what,
is,
how
isn't
about-
it?
How about this? And I point my finger at her and I cast message. And I
One
say-
moment. As you roll, as you cast. No. Okay. You can cast message. You can cast message. She didn't quite perceive it, but in her skittishness, she almost began to say a counter spell, but she did not quite do it. As she quickly caught what you were doing.
As I cast it, I say in her mind, we could just talk back and forth like this. That way, if you're worried about saying something, no one's gonna have to hear it.
Her eyes grow wide. She looks left and right at either of the thugs walking along with you, and like kind of like trying to gauge if anyone's responding or noticing anything. Arya, what are you doing at this time? Because no, this was Zatira. Zatira, what are you doing during this deal? Because you were also keeping an eye on all this.
Sure.
Because she's currently trying to analyze the crowd. Z? Maybe.
Excuse me. I was muted. I wanted to try and like make like a mental run through of like if I could recognize any of the symbology on it, if it's like clerical or just a magic item itself, if it's just significant to her.
I'll have you roll a general history, and then I'll go between Calicath and then I'll address your history in a moment.
Yeah, that's 13.
13. All right, Calicath, as your last statement was, we can talk like this, and she takes a look at the crowd, and you hear a response just as anxious as before, and goes, I'm really not supposed to talk to you. I'm doing this for money. That's what I'm doing it for. And I mean money.
And I respond to it. Can I keep responding, or do I have to say I'm going to cast message every time?
Because it's a cantrip, you can go back and forth.
Okay. I say, well, yeah. I mean, I'm not really supposed to be going with you guys, but I'm doing it anyways. Is money the only reason you're doing it? Because it doesn't sound like it is.
I owe a lot of money. A lot of it. I'm normally just in charge of taking care of Nix and X. I'm supposed to see if something Sawyer collects magical things. I just make my pay figuring out what they are and how they work. But this is different. They needed someone to handle well you.
And who exactly do you owe this money to?
Sawyer.
it is. So, I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm sure you already know, but if you didn't judge how that conversation went earlier with us, he's not exactly the most reputable man.
He
And
he does some good things.
I'm sure he does. Everyone's got to do something good to, stay in power every once in a while. You know, they wanted to kill my grandmother.
I know they hurt people. I know that happens.
They brought you along for a reason, though. A very good one. I can see it. You're pretty strong. They brought you as backup to stop us. And I don't know if you saw what was going on out there, but we're pretty strong too.
I saw the thunder wave. Good spell. Well casted, though a bit crude in your delivery. It could have really been improved upon. Sorry, I really shouldn't be. I'm not supposed to be talking to you, and you feel the presence in her mind start to try to shake you out. Roll a charisma check to convince her to stay with you.
Charisma or persuasion?
Charisma, because there's nothing's been really particularly been persuaded, but she's regathering this idea that maybe she shouldn't be speaking with you at all.
I got a 13 again.
Nice.
And unfortunately, in this instance, the connection with her is no longer mutual, and it begins to fade. You can, I believe that message has to be an accepting party.
I think so too. Is there any way I can say one last thing before?
Yes, you can feel it fleeting, and you can say a last phrase.
I say, okay, I understand, but hey, if you ever want to talk, I'm over here.
And then with that, almost like a softening, like it just a softening of the voices dissipates.
I give her a thumbs up and I go back to minding my own fucking business.
It isn't too much longer.
Stu
Well,
was just
the
there,
tears still
like,
had-
seeing silence and, like, she's just analyzing that amulet.
Yes.
As far as your
Written rolled
13.
10
Yeah.
minutes ago.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I recognize. I just didn't want to interrupt that scene. As far as that 13 goes, that rose and the design and this particular spell focus, it doesn't ring any bells to any particular crowd that you would know. If it is part of anything, it could be personable, but you wouldn't be able to decipher any further than that, unfortunately.
Yeah. And I had one more, like, thing I wanted to try and do.
Mhm.
Asking in around, both maybe Naomi and maybe Iron Ma herself. I think first Naomi. No.
Okay.
When we were dealing with that tiefling fella, saw a different symbol on the back of his head. Right, I think I saw on the back of his head, right?
That's
Where
right. It was on the
fuck
back, like right of his head. It was like a brand.
He had a symbol that I think I recognized, but I wasn't sure what it was from. It was purple, right?
The symbol was blue, same color as the
So it was
vine.
blue. Gotcha.
It would have been just a regular brand, but you notice that any branding injury became this glowing blue vine.
It's blue. There was a hammer and anvil underneath a wave.
Naomi's face kind of like looks to you a bit puzzled, and there's a bit of surprise to it, and he just keeps listening with intent.
Does that sound familiar to you at all?
Yeah, that sounds familiar. It sounds like a brand. Like the
Brand of what?
boiler. Why would he have that?
The boiler. I think Zatira would recognize the name of the boiler, right?
Right, the boiler. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and it was like
Um,
a maximum security prison or something.
That's exactly right. It's a prison that all the prisoners of Crossroads get shipped off to, and even some from Tenet get shipped to. But no one has ever, you've never met anyone from the boiler. However, you've only
Right.
very occasionally met people who have been branded on their, you've seen them as like they get branded from wherever. They could get branded in Crossroads and move to the boiler, or get branded in Tenet and move to the boiler. But anyone that's been seen with this brand is avoided like the plague because they are marked for essentially death.
Right. Right. He was also, I think, a paladin, or a cleric or something of the red. He had one of those spoke symbols.
Zatira, why are you talking to me? Why are you walking with them?
I want to know things. Trying to piece this thing together. Believe
You
it
should
or
be
not.
over here. I can't. And he looks over at one of the thugs. I don't want people getting the wrong idea here. You're with them right now. I'm sorry, Z. There's limits. You're past them.
Not yet. Not yet.
And as you guys press on, was there anything further you guys would like to do before you make it to Sawyer's?
Yes, absolutely. Here I have 3 paragraphs. Just kidding. Arya is talking to Domino and like, hey, what's that building? And basically getting a tour of the city.
Okay.
Domino's telling stupid stories about like, oh yeah, I took 1 gold piece in that quarter. And it's like, oh wow, you took it? How
Yes.
did that?
As a matter of
work?
fact, that building is where quite a beautiful lady, you see. I met her one day.
Yeah.
Stole so much from her pockets. Little did I know, she ended up being an escort. She was a damn good one
escort?
too, because she had so much gold in her bag.
What's an escort? What do you mean?
She. What is?
It's a polite way
friend-
of saying that she was a whore.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Although a little bit
What-
crude for my liking.
What is? What? What does that
You
mean?
did
I
say
just
you
want-
came from heaven, no?
Oh, so
Yeah.
I suppose
Yeah.
they wouldn't have such
just-
vices, you know.
I mean, I think I get what you're laying down, homie. I just
You don't have to
And-
use that lingo.
Sir,
not
please
with
don't
the
use.
lingo.
Please don't use such crude language.
Oh,
Honestly.
okay.
It's unbecoming of you.
It's so
Sorry,
disrespectful.
it's just like you guys are throwing out all these cool new words at me, and I'm just trying to throw something back. You know, like I'm not. Is a disconnect? I'm really Domino. I'm really trying hard here. I'm trying hard to keep up the
yes,
act.
I know, my friend.
But
You're doing great. You're doing great.
It's really hard because it's like I don't know where I am, and I have an
I
idea to
know.
get to heaven.
I know, friend. Don't worry. Domino is here. He's here to help you.
Thank you, Domino.
I'm
You're
going
my
to
only.
help you.
I like you the most, even though you're a filthy spellcaster.
It's okay, brother. I understand. I'm your rock. It is okay.
I assume Astrid heard that little best friend remark while chains.
Yes.
And I want to side eye Arya. Like, are you kidding me? We literally fought together.
Wow, you're really
What's-
doing them like this right in front of them.
Astrid, I thought you were distracted. Listen. We need to talk. You and I need to talk, Astrid. Like,
It's,
you know.
it's okay, friends. You can have more than one best friend. We can have a whole triangle.
More than one best friend?
It's possible.
I thought a man was only allowed
Impossible.
one best friend in his lifetime.
See, that's what they want.
Well,
you to
until he dies.
That's true. We have a lot of best friends in heaven, but that's different.
See, that right there proves it's possible. If it's possible in heaven, then Astrid, my friend, it's possible here.
I guess we can bring a little piece of heaven down.
A little piece.
Oh my god.
And as you guys are having this discussion about bringing a piece of
Am I
heaven
sure?
down,
Am I sure that Canton Prin didn't kill me? Is this hell? Am I in hell?
as you
Am
guys
I
are
alive?
progressing,
What is this? Where are we going? Are we going?
the conversation gets interrupted as the mall, the Iron Mall, kind of snaps and goes, "Hey, we're here. Whatever you're all talking about, it's over." And an individual opens up these large doors to this dark, almost black stoned and dark wooded mansion, 2 stories high, and it's very long rather than it is wide. You guys walk through a small foyer where there's various types of like dark green trees that stand, oaks of sorts, and a grass that leads its way to the front door as it goes up a small set of stairs. And opening those large 2 doors is an individual, hair tied back, a tall man, thin and slender, with a tie set up and like a black tie on his white body, a white vest, and a gray suit. He kind of opens the door, flings out his hand, and goes, "Ah, welcome to the estates. Oh, I am Walter, the butler. Oh, and Miss Satira, you again. Pleasure.
Walter, been a while.
Quite. A whole week it was," as you begin to walk your way inside.
Wish it could have been, meet again under better circumstances. Here it is all ruined and frazzled.
That was February.
And as you guys travel inside, the inside is lit by a line on either way of these dark black, like a black silver of sorts, candelabras with various lights lighting the way down forwards. Still the Iron Mall leading the way, and Walter currently holding the door. And one by one, you all travel inside. The Iron Mall starts to head their way up the flight of stairs and turns around kind of expectantly for everyone to follow.
Sweet.
So, should we expect the company of the whole family, or just Sawyer himself?
And she doesn't quite know the answer as Walter kind of pipes up and goes, "The family is currently in the building. Sawyer's been asking for everyone to make it back here. But they won't be meeting you, I don't believe, at least not according to what Sawyer's informed everyone of. But if that's to change, I'll be happy to inform you, Master Zatir."
Master Zatira. When did that happen? I
And
didn't
that
know
is a
you were-
surprise. That is a surprise to you, Zatira.
I didn't know you were royalty, Zatira. I would have, I don't know, put on a show more.
Well, I think he's just being informed.
Ah, yes.
Very respectful, Walter is.
This is
What the hell
really...
kind of name is Walter? Anyways,
Mine,
I go
sir.
in.
Oh, I think Walter is a
suits-
lovely name. And this is a very
suits
nice
you.
house.
Thank you. And you are?
Oh, me? My name is Arya Sophia.
Oh, no, you
Pleasure.
got him started.
A pleasure.
Heaven's Pride. Who's the owner of this house?
Why, that'd be Master Sawyer.
Master Sawyer. Oh boy, I'm a part of my own group again. Very nice.
You know
Very nice.
Mr. Sawyer. Very good.
No, but a master of the house is a friend of mine.
Of course. And as you guys begin traveling, he closes the large doors behind you with a thum thum. The inside's much less lit than the outdoors. It's now in the midday. In the inside, though, no such thing as AC exists and whatnot. It's very cool and chill. Like you guys, those of you who are not well, like suited in armor and clothing, find yourselves quickly feeling a little bit cold and a little bit like drawn, like something's like just not right as you travel your way through. A mist almost exists, but doesn't cover your eyesight as it kind of like fills the lower parts of your body as a small pit of chillness. And eventually you guys follow the Iron Mall up the stairs. Yes?
While we're following them, Calicaf walks up to Astrid and kind of gives him a nudge and says, or he gives him a nudge and like opens up his bag and says, "Hey, if you want to stick it in here for the time being, we can." Referring to the box. That way you're not just, holding it out in front of you while we talk to him.
Mars must be getting tired at this point.
Astrid.
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 He doesn't seem to want to let it
I'm
go
thinking-
as he
I'm
travels along.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking
he's
that's a
still-
no.
All right, well, then fuck me. All right, never mind.
And you guys follow up.
Good attempt. Good
He's
attempt.
never
Up.
the one to part with it right now after so long.
Good attempt, Calicat. I mean, a man needs art, after all.
You all follow up the grand stairwell, and
I guess so.
eventually get brought to a room that you taken through a right hallway and then a left, and there's this one door that opens inwards.
Fuck! I lied. Shit.
That's awesome.
So what was
what's your answer?
What's your answer?
Yeah, just put it in the fucking bag.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Astrid and Calicat, everybody's walking through the doors. Astrid and Calicat, wait a second, as you're like shoving it in the bag, like quickly, like getting it in before everybody goes
Hold
into
on,
the door, through the room.
Let me help you.
Zatir's helping.
Grab it from the bottom. Grab it from the bottom.
His hands are cuffed. You're struggling with this damn thing. Hold on.
Grab it from the bottom. Don't let it open.
Open the lip. You're trapping the.
This takes some time, and the
Alright,
iron
so
wall
you
Kill everything.
is
We
just staring at
successfully
you
get
all.
it in the bag with no problem whatsoever,
Oh yeah, roll a
and then
d20.
continue. Fuck you. And we continue going up the stairs after successfully placing it in the bag without any distractions.
Family heirloom, huh? And then
Paintbrushes.
you guys, paintbrushes. You guys travel into through the door into a room with a table set, currently ready for like cutleries, plates, drink, but no food. And a large table able to sit upwards of 20 to 23 people currently sits in front of you, all lit and ready for people to sit at. And we'll go to our break now.
Whoa.
Do. Break.
Hello and welcome back to the reception table. Thank you all for being here. We are returning back from our break. My friends are screaming into the microphone, but I had muted them so that way they could not ruin the re-intro. Ha ha ha. The evil villain strikes again.
Wow.
So, jumping right back into it. As you guys all sit down, not sit down, as you guys walk into this room, it's a large dining table, plates set, glasses set, but currently no one sits at it. And Walter kind of walks a bit ahead of the group, gives a slight bow and his hand out as if to gesture, take a seat.
Styria will make a quick scan of the room, and if she doesn't see anything weird or suspicious, she'll be the first to sit down at the seat she had last time.
Roll a perception table. Perception check.
Reception table.
You mean
Yeah.
a reception check?
Reception.
A reception check. I hit it.
It was a 16.
16. Looking, scanning over the room, not too many details are out of place. The only thing you have are the memories that you last experienced here, but besides that, there doesn't seem to be any kind of traps or oddities that you can tell.
My last experience here went so well.
How was your last experience here? This place looks nice. See, this is like a
It's very beautiful.
nice.
Well put together.
Nice. This place is like a normal house where I'm.
Wow, rub it in our face, why don't you?
Yeah, this is really what I'm accustomed to.
And-
It's really more like camping, what we've been doing.
You're really just spoiled, aren't you? I'll sit down.
And the room in front of you, the tablecloth itself is this dark, almost blood-colored red. And each of the chairs are these pointy topped on the back end, black chairs that contrast with the red. And through the windows, these stained glass windows, a dark blue mixed with a dark red kind of peers through, illuminating the room with a general haze of almost where it's like a constant dusk color, even though it's the midday.
Just as menacing as it was last time.
Exotic. There's no food on the table, is there?
Not at the moment, but as you're asking that, or as you're wondering that, another set of doors, these double doors open, and a couple individuals start walking out. Individuals in almost this cutlery outfit with aprons, walking out with various pieces of food and fineries, and they start placing them upon the table, all covered in these large tin circles. One after another.
Excellent. Arya will not eat yet. He knows a thing or two about etiquette.
Calicath won't eat yet because he's fucking pissed. Still.
Understandable.
Astrid,
Neither will Astrid because his hands are bound.
Your hands are bound and tightly gripping onto a box.
Domino will absolutely be eating.
We actually remember
Got that
moved
in
the
his
box
bag,
into
yeah.
my bag.
Yeah. The box isn't. Astrid doesn't have the box. He's just handcuffed. Unfortunately.
Domino, being the first person to pull up his pan that's set upon in front of him, he pulls it up, and a small puff of smoke comes up as there's no food currently there.
Oh, it's illusionary. I know a thing or two about invisible thing.
Holographic meatloaf again. Ugh.
Yeah, I was about to say a holographic meal.
Does anyone else
that
pull their
was
pans
Domino.
up?
My bad.
What
No, I was just saying, yes, that is my domino right now.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Hmm.
But no, Arya doesn't pull
And-
the pan.
A small bit of music begins to play in the next room over. You can hear an organ of sorts start to press down and kind of play some kind of dark tune, almost a somber sound as it kind of envelops the room. It's very gentle, but it's present.
Oh, they got a new one.
A new one.
Yeah, something
sorry.
happened to the last one.
Oh wow.
Where what
those
was
things are pretty
previous a
big.
piano, now an organ plays.
So we upgraded. I see. That's awesome.
And the organ not missing a beat, continuing to play, the doorknob to that room begins to twist. And the door begins to pull open inwards. An individual in black suit, and white collar, and dark red tie steps out. His face a white and almost disgustingly translucent. You can see some of his bones and figures appearing on his cheeks, very high, very proper and prim, his back arched, and over his neck you can see a white line of scarring, and over his wrist a white line of scarring. He takes a few steps out. Sawyer, with white hair, begins to step out of the room.
As he steps out, Arya will stand up and give a bow.
He looks at you, and his eye is almost looking like that of snake slits. Just kind of tilts his head in a bit of confusion as you give this formal greeting, not one that he's quite used to with his typical company.
I will mistake that tip of his head as a confirmation to sit down, thinking that I did an excellent job.
He walks to the end of the table, puts his black gloved hand over his chair and pulls it back before taking a seat with you all. I see one of you has already taken to his food. He looks over to Domino.
Ah, yes. Me. My name is. I think he still has the illusion up. The illusion of himself up.
He looks
I
over.
don't
He's
know.
looking in your direction, but it is Maria at the moment.
Okay, yes, it is Maria.
Mm,
I don't remember. Ah, yes. My bad. We haven't eaten in a while. I was
So-
not informed of the formalities. My apologizes.
Oh, no worries. No worries at all. Say, and he leans in. Do you know what the fascinating thing about disguises is?
Uh, it beats me. I don't know the first thing about disguise.
His arms cross and they lay on the table. When you use the same one again and again and again, people catch on. His eyes look over the group. But that's not why I brought you here today. My name is Sawyer Santiago. I'm a collector of fine things, a collector of magics, powerful ones that I can reach my hands upon. And I have reason to believe you've come across some. But more than a collector, I'm a helper. And you lot seem like you could use some help.
Cat kind of leans back in his chair and says, "You know, we were pretty much kidnapped."
Some people
You
don't
know-
care to listen. I was hoping it wouldn't come to that kind of deal. But after you've heard me speak, you'll be free to leave this room.
I find the master of this house quite an excellent spot of character. I do indeed need help.
Shut up, you kiss-ass clown.
How gracious of him. How gracious.
Indeed, he can be very accommodating and apparently very forgiving. This is true. We'll give him a bit of a.
Yes, last I saw you, we were not under the best of terms. I was farly mistaken. My son had foolishly lied to me. I had hoped to run you out of town, as I did the others. But you stayed around. I commend you. And that's why I have an offer. See, Zatira, not many people have that kind of moxie. Not that many people have that kind of spine. I think you would serve me much better than you would my son. So for you, I have a particular offer. But we'll get to that. For at the moment, I have my priorities. And his eyes shift over to you, Astrid. And a dark feeling kind of comes over you as like this piercing gaze hits you. You're in a town that you're not familiar with. Wanted for crimes you're not familiar with. You're difficult. How do I help you? I could help you get
Well,
home.
You can let me go. That'd be
I
step
could.
one. That'd really help.
I
you could.
very well could, but where would you go? And I will
Literally
let you
anywhere
go.
else but here. Fucking ghost.
That comment, there's a crack in his face and his demeanor, and his eyebrow twitches for a second, but calms down. Satira, you now seeing him like been here for some time. You notice that over his shoulders and over his like body, his upper end, he almost has a sort of cloak, and you begin to familiarize yourself with that cloak to be a similar fur that you've seen once before with him, currently adorned rather than in front of you.
I apologize for my companion's crude use of language. He's he's not from around here.
I do.
Far.
You are particular. I find myself befuddled at what I could do for you, but yet I need something from you. I am no djinn, but what could I offer you? And he like leans in, looking at you, Astrid, for that box.
Honestly, I really don't think there's anything you can give me. Because I just accomplished one of my life goals. Now that just leads 2 more. And there's no way in this world that I know of that you can help me accomplish those 2. Because they are nigh insurmountable.
And he snaps, and with that, over your shoulder, you had not quite seen it, and a box clicks open, just chock full of gold, as Walter currently drops it in front of you. Well over, possibly 10,000 gold in this massive box.
Satira's eyes like shoot out over his skull like a cartoon.
the money symbols pop out.
The whole table jumps, like all the dishes jump from the force of it, and Walter himself had like thrown
Walter?
the fact that he was able to pick it up, like the incantation fades, and the box becomes as heavy as it normally would be.
I thought dude was just jacked.
Wow. That's
Wow.
a lot of
That is, in fact, a lot of money.
what is
I can
that?
do many
I
things.
I close it. I don't need money. I don't.
Satira's eyes like comically like dip down to keep a view of the gold as it's being closed.
Just watching it like a hawk.
I grew up without money. I can keep living without money. I don't need it. I'll be fine. There's no bribe in this world that will convince me to give my heirloom. I came to do a task, and I will finish it. I will do whatever it takes. I'm gonna finish it, and
Very
then
well.
you'll never see me again. That's how easy this can be.
His
Let me go.
In a moment. We haven't even had dinner yet.
Dinner sounds wonderful, most gracious master of the house.
Walter begins pulling up plates for everybody besides Domino's food. There's this display of like chicken and meats and various types of fish. It's actually a very fine, full meal with breads and cheeses. As he begins to pull them off, Domino being the only one without any food, and his eyes shift over, understanding of Astrid's position, and looks over towards Domino. You. Do you know how you've slighted me?
No.
I was not thinking so. I don't know your full story, but I'd like to. And with that, he snaps again, and 2 spectral hands grab over either of his shoulders before... I need you to roll a charisma saving throw.
Oh no. I wasn't prepared for this. Let me pull out his character sheet.
I've got it.
Oh, excellent.
rolled a 25.
25? All right,
A
hold on.
25. That's a 19 plus 6.
Plus, what was it?
A charisma saving throw, right? That is what you said?
Yeah, this is what I said.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yep.
25.
Wow.
I have it out. Yep.
And with that, Domino's form, there's like these lines where he starts to become, like, you can see through him before disappearing and then reappearing. He starts to blink in and out of existence, and the arms grabbing him from either side of his shoulders seemingly come from nowhere. Like, there's no body attached to them. As you look into it, it's just dark void, dark misty void, as they reach onto him, ripping him backwards and pulling him. But even so, his form starts to blink in, blink out, blink in, blink out, and eventually stationary, it stays in this realm, and then he gets pulled backwards. I do need you to roll now, and your choice of acrobatics or athletics.
Acrobatics.
Oh yeah, definitely acrobatics.
6.
6.
Well,
Though he stays within this plane, he falls to the ground as the arms start ripping him backwards, and he goes disappearing into the magical darkness with nothing but a quick yelp.
should
Sawyer takes a sip of dark red wine.
So,
are
What was
we
that?
getting him back?
That wasn't because he ate first, right?
I think they might have had a history before that.
Oh, it might have been a whole nother thing. Is that was
might have been a
okay.
whole other thing? Is what I'm
making sure. It's
picking up.
a different manner thing, from where I'm from. We just kind of just say thanks and just get to eating, not all this talking, Well, bye, Domino. I'll see you sometime, I guess.
Master of the house, will we be getting him back? I'm rather fond of that one. That's
I'm not.
His eyes just kind of like peer over you all. You can tell that he's very contemplative in each moment. Two more things to address, and this will be adjourned. And he looks over to Zatira. I tried to scare you out of this city. Not for your sake, no. But I needed my son as far away from the gold mask as possible. If he was working for you, I needed him to stop, for you had been too close and you had seen them yourself. The gold mask are quite agitated. Don't know quite what's caused it, but they are nonetheless. I want to hire you. I want your help in dealing with them. Sources tell me you might have a bit of information, and you've proved well enough that you're not afraid to get your hands dirty, or afraid to handle things bigger than yourself. So what do you say? Work for me, or my son?
If I were to work for you, I have a few stipulations that I would like to implore, if it's...
All come with stipulations, but of course.
I would like to ensure my brother's security, his safety, financial stability. I have been shirking my debts to the red. I'm afraid it may have fallen under him to cover it. I would like that debt wiped, if at all possible.
That can be arranged with haste. I figured you'd come with more.
I would like my comrades here to be, and their next of kin to be secure as well.
Financially, that can be arranged. Say they work for me.
around, and like Calicath particularly.
Oh, he's next on my list.
On that gold mask information. Oh, sorry, you can do your
No,
thing.
go ahead. All I was going to say was Calicath just continues to lean back in his chair and he side eyes the Sawyer.
On the gold mask information. Pearl, the conscious one we picked up. You also gathered some info.
I'm still carrying him, by the way.
Yeah. He had the unfortunate encounter of, I think, being mind controlled by one of them, but I'm hoping that he may snap out of it or no longer be a target. He's a valuable asset as is.
If you feel as though it's important to your investigation, Pearl has been a thorn, but not a slight to me. I see nothing wrong with you handling his interrogation. Besides, I want to hire you as my primary investigator over the mask.
Well, having a man like Pearl who's already done some of his own deep dive into it would help.
I agree. I like how you think. So, would it be a deal then?
I will serve to the best of my ability, as I have since I first started working for the family.
A little bit of smoke envelops the room as a grin kind of comes across his mouth. I knew that you were a reasonable one. To my last matter of business, and I will have you all out. Of course, you can finish your dinners. You. And his eyes fall over you, Calicath.
Me indeed.
I have the toughest time letting you go. Barring the one that I'm keeping. What do you know of the mask? My son mentions that there's someone you might know, if not yourself, that has a personal connection.
Me, personally, I don't know anything about the gold masks. My interactions to them have been rather limited. Along the lines of me suddenly getting attacked by possessed guards, a friend of ours being possessed, scrying masks used to learn information. That's about the end of my knowledge.
The mask. You have one?
Do we,
Yes,
DM?
I have one. Yes, it's I have it in my backpack. Yes,
Okay. I don't have one.
I've got one. Hi. Yes.
2,000
You wanna
gold
see
for
it?
the mask.
Can I lean over to Calicath real quick, or whoever's next to me?
And as you're
If
doing
I
so, he
got
goes,
that.
2,100.
2,100.
The mask now.
I look around and I'm like, yeah, sure. And hand him the mask.
The mask. Walter takes it from you and assures you that he'll have the gold for you in a moment. And with that, he also leans over, Astrid clicking 2 buttons on the box before picking the box up and walking out the room.
If it's not too rude for me to ask, if you do figure out how the thing works, I'd like to know myself. a lot of work into getting that thing. I'd like to know what it actually does.
If I find anything conclusive, I'll have you know. Enjoy your dinner. And he stands up.
Wait, one last question. So very rude of me. I know. I'm sorry. But
Not a worry.
I found this object from this Red Guard captain that I acquired. I believe it is innately magical. I don't know what it is, and it's the one that you told me, Rose, has the feather on it. It's like a little sigil or coin or something. I don't remember which one, but it has like a little feather on it, just to
Yeah,
jog your memory.
I remember that one.
I don't really didn't get a chance to see what it does, but it was on a captain, and I know those are pretty up there in ranking. I don't want to sell it. I just want to know what it does.
As you pull it up,
And also, I guess just maybe just give it to you if it'll just get me out of here quicker.
Yeah, I mean, you did say he was
Maybe.
a collector of magical items, yes?
Maybe. Let me see what it does first.
as you pull it up with the, and you're like, what does this do? Like his face kind of sours a bit, and he looks at you in a frustrated tone, kind of goes, do I look like the kind of man who wants to do your identifying? Speak with Izzy. She can help you. And he starts to leave the room.
Okay. Thanks for the food.
As he starts walking out, I'm going to stand up
about it.
and bow again.
I
Because
was
I
kind
have
of
a
trying to
good little
kill the
boy.
master that raised me, Calicat.
You give him you give a good bow, and he disappears into his quarters.
Ugh.
Hey guys, I got 2100 of something, and I don't know what 2100 of something I got.
Walter has not brought it back to you just yet. So you're like,
They don't
I
have
got
gold.
2100 and you don't have anything yet.
They don't have gold in heaven. Literally, like,
I mean,
haven't I always heard about streets made of gold and stuff? Y'all ain't got
think-
that?
I figured, like,
I mean,
counterfeit money
it's
might
not-
go all over the place.
it's not like I saw the chest. It doesn't look like that. Why would we have little circles? I've seen little circles like
That's
that, but
pretty
I
easy to
don't.
carry.
You feel like
This is why I'm not religious. This shit is confusing.
Yeah, it's complicated. And speaking of the religious part, I only ate the fish and bread and cheese. I didn't eat the meat. Wink.
And
Maybe when Domino comes back from wherever the heck he disappeared.
You just hear Shackles reach over and grab the meat from Arya's plate. Like,
Never
shing, ching,
mind.
ching, ching, ching. That's mine.
Asher, what is this stuff on the plate?
DM, what is this stuff on the plate?
on Arya's
I-
plate,
Yes.
so on Arya's
Yeah, the
plate,
meat.
you can see that there is a pork tenderloin, and then as an option next to pork tenderloin, a nice fillet of some kind of fish, but you can't quite identify the fish.
Oh no, Arya's eaten all the fish.
Oh, he ate
And
all
the
the
bread.
fish. Excuse me. There's
And the
just a
bread
pork
and the
tenderloin.
Just
Okay,
left the
Asher
meat.
takes a bite out of it. He's like, oh, this is pig. I don't think religious folks can eat pig. I'll take that off your plate. Nom, nom, nom.
Well, I mean,
But
it's
too
just
good for to eat any meat, huh?
Can someone
Well-
feed this to me? This is really starting to hurt my wrists.
I mean, I can help
Calicath,
you.
you want to do me a
Let help
solid? Arya? Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I got you.
I knew I had some homies.
Yeah. And
Well, also, Arya, back to the best friend thing. We kind of just saw your best friend allegedly get sent to hell or something.
He got
it's
drugged to the
your
other
best
room.
friends-
He got drugged to the other.
Oh, really?
Though it was the magical darkness, you could hear the doors of whatnot like slamming. He got drugged out of. He's in this building somewhere.
I know what I heard. Let me weave my story of best frienditude. Shut up, DM.
Sorry.
Anyways, Arya, it looks like Domino is gone, never to be seen again. More than likely.
Yeah.
Looks like that best friend spot is open. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah,
The
you got
rebound.
You open option.
I mean,
let me
our
get back
our
to character.
fearless leader in
Um,
chained quotation marks is gone now. That fucking the red thinks. So,
Well,
hey, new best friend position.
yes, that
Got
is
an application.
right. I did like Domino. Domino and I were cool. He
Well,
fought
we don't know if the
alongside.
man's dead. He's just.
Yeah,
I
he,
also
not
liked
human.
Domino.
he fought alongside
Shut up,
me
Gallicath.
fighting a crocodile, but you fought alongside me fighting Canton Pren. But the crocodile was cooler than just saying we fought a guy. So it's I'm really conflicted. You know?
Listen, man, I was right there beside you. I stunned the crocodile still that led you to
That's
get
true.
the kill. So
That is
how
true.
about a
That is
thank
true.
you?
Well, thank you. And thank you for helping me with the vine. You pushed my sword down as well.
Of course.
You might be a good
that
best
whis-
friend.
That whistly sword is pretty cool. I'll have to ask you about that when we're not in Shit Creek without a boat or a paddle.
Well, I could tell you all about that. But to be my best friend, criteria.
Do I have to be religious?
Oh no, I'm barely religious. We don't. Where I'm from, this is me, and I point to the fish. That's what we have. We don't. I mean, I'll try the. You call it a pig, yeah?
Pork tenderloin, it's delicious,
Pork
You
tenderloin.
should try it. It's
I'll-
delicious.
but
I'll try
I
it.
ate mine already.
Oh. You also ate mine, so.
Well, there's
Well-
Domino's. I was about to get that one, but
Domino didn't
Domino's
get any food.
plate's empty.
He didn't get
oh,
any
word?
food.
Dang,
Yeah,
I'm
he didn't get
hungry.
any food.
Yeah.
Well,
it's-
as Astrid was about to reach over to the plate, it's like, dang, Domino, he eats faster than I do.
yeah.
Hopefully
Yeah.
they, let him have his meal and wherever
Yes.
the heck he's off to.
But yes, the requirements to be my best friend. I need to know you, Astrid, and you've been a great fighting companion. I know that you can fight well. But who are you? Really?
Well, we haven't had the time to share niceties. It's always just been one thing after another.
Yeah,
Oh,
you know,
is it-
Now we have
nothing
the
is
time.
nothing is
And real
actively killing us, so.
Real quick, Zatira, how long does your boss like to just wait in mystery and then just, keep us in suspense?
Oh, I have no fucking clue.
I think we
Oh,
can
okay.
leave
I don't think
anytime.
the
We're
man
just-
ever leaves. I
we're
don't
just
think the man ever
chilling,
leaves
right?
home.
Well, you gotta
Okay.
get your gold.
As you guys
Yeah,
are chatting,
So,
Walter makes his way in. And he holds up this fine bag with like a purple bag with like cover that's silky, tied at the top, and he currently hands it over to you, Arya.
Purple? I love that color.
Are there
They have that in
still-
heaven.
And when you grab it, you hear a bunch of chingling rocks.
That's a lot
Ooh,
of money. You should
this-
hold on to that.
It sounds nice. I open it up. What is this good for? What is this?
Buying things.
Procuring
buying things
goods
that
and
you like.
services.
Maybe you
Fine.
can take back to heaven, wherever that may be,
And while
Fine.
this is
as a little
happening,
knickknack.
Walter unlocks your manacles, Astrid.
Oh, thanks, Walter.
Of course. And Master Zatira, if you wouldn't mind following me. When you're ready.
Give us a moment to discuss a little bit between ourselves. I'll come out when we're ready.
Of course. And he takes a step
Are
out.
there,
I'll leave you to a conversation then. And he closes the doors, standing outside the
are there
room.
still the guards and thugs around?
You guys are left to your own devices in this room.
Yeah, it's just a nice dining room. We're eating and
All
shit.
right. Zatira, I'm starting to kind of come around to that Walter guy. He seems all right. I was kind of rude to him. He's cool.
You were a little rude to him.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Look, man, I'm stressed. I
Yeah.
was recently bound.
I mean,
No.
you had a big day. That was your
I was-
master, right?
Yeah, yes.
Can't print thing. What was that? What was that
Known
like?
him for literally all my life.
Wow.
It was hell. It was hell.
Oh, I've never been there.
I hope I never go.
Well,
What the
what's
hell
this-
is up with him?
what's the story with Kenton, Pren? Well, how do you guys do that thing? He was teleported. Can you teleport? How does that work?
N-
what is this deal?
He had a
What was
snake, but I could
mentioned
see
earlier?
I could see through the snake.
Okay, a lot of questions. A lot of questions.
I'm
One,
confused.
let me answer the snake. Let me go from easiest to hardest. Okay,
Okay.
the snake is his key manipulation. That's what
Okay.
he manifested. So like how I summon my arms, I can't do that right now because my everything in me hurts. My muscles are crying in pain right now.
Is it?
I'm
is
very
that like-
exhausted. So I can summon my arms. Let me finish. I can summon my arms, and he can summon a snake, and they basically do the same thing. He could summon 2, maybe 3 snakes, but he only does 1 because he's an asshole.
Is ki like magic?
Essentially, is how I have theorized that every living creature has ki.
Oh, even
Um,
me?
Yes, I would. I
That's-
would like to believe so.
That's weird.
It is
Oh.
weird.
I don't know.
And
Weird.
had you
What,
and
you came down from heaven, and the fact that you have magical energy from you is weird. You came from fucking heaven.
Oh, I've always had this. It's nothing. It's no big deal, actually.
Then
It's-
why are you saying it's weird?
Well, listen. I love you guys. You guys are cool. Where
We're
I'm
not the
from,
problem.
where I'm from, magic users are looked down upon. I've had to kill 1 or 2 witches, and it was kind of sad. They didn't.
What the fuck
put-
was that crazy magic explosion when you were hitting them with your sword?
I
Oh,
think that was just a really hard sword hit.
yeah. It was a really hard
hits
sword
don't
hit.
flash white and send people soaring.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
the sword whistles.
Well, here's what I do. Right. I
Right.
think of a really cool thing to say in my head for later.
Right.
Right. And then it starts happening, and it's like, man, wouldn't it be really cool if I just hit him really hard, and there should be rainbows and bright light and thunderous applause and all this other cool stuff, and then it just starts happening. It's pretty great.
Well, then I'd figure it'd happen all the time, and not just sometimes.
Well, it's more complicated than that. I'm paraphrasing because I it's been this whole long thing, but it's you got to just trust me that the cooler I get, the cooler it gets, because it and me are close.
Right.
Anyways, to answer that next question, Zatira, I don't know what his deal is. He's always had a deal, but he's very secluded. He's always quiet, and he always thinks he's better than everyone else.
I get that.
Well,
Yeah.
in this case, he was mentioning something. This group he's now working for, like something to greater than the Torn as a threat.
Yeah, that has been bothering me.
Why
I listen to everything that
Why
man
is
says, even when it's murderous intent charging at me. I listen to everything that man says, and I have no clue.
Torn's the dragon, right? I think you guys told me that this morning or
That
last
is
night.
correct.
And then I'll
technically.
lean in a little bit close to everyone, like, group photo for a moment, just very quickly.
Oh, excuse me.
You really right when we're leaning close, huh?
Astrid, I can teach you a thing or two about table manners.
Honestly,
You know what? Shut up.
I
Group
mean,
huddle.
I was gonna say, ooh.
I'm very sorry. That was a legit accident. I'm so sorry, everybody.
Should not have
Got
done
a
that
lingering
extra
smell.
Smells like pork loin.
work.
Oh, is that what it tastes
Aw.
like? I basically had it.
Mmm,
But,
yummy.
But yeah,
Seconds.
group huddle, group huddle.
let's make 0 mentions
Uh-huh.
of the Silver Vine. Obviously, let's make 0 mentions of any events that we've had with the Silver Vine or any vine while we're still in this house. All right?
Well,
I think what we should do is I think we need to use
Loud.
your quick thievery hands, Zatira, and quickly maybe switch the contents of the box with the wilted vines. Maybe. Just a suggestion.
I think we
But
should
you have to be
stop talking about
very
this while
quick.
we're in this house, period, because
Yes, because
as we've
I
learned,
just said we
everyone
should
can
stop
hear
talking.
everything. You brought
Well,
it up.
okay. How about we pass the time with a story?
How about we
Aria?
leave? We have what we need.
I mean, Well, I'm pretty
Are you
comfortable
sure?
here. This is the first time I've been like in a really nice place, and I just stay here a little longer, you know.
Also, we
Well,
have several
Z-
things, other things to
Zatira is
discuss right
needed.
now.
Yeah, we do have a lot of things to discuss. Here, you took us here, right?
Right.
Yeah, like how Zatiris got us into this fucking mess.
That's
yeah,
not
yeah. Zatiri kind of got us into this mess.
I look over at Kalikath and Arya and just kind of give confidence to Zatira. Like, yeah, no, you did fine. I'm like, like silently give her a thumbs up. No, you did great. It's fine.
But what? Why? Why that paladin of from Tanet? Why that group? Who are they? Why do they want? What do they want?
I need
What are
to
they
start.
trying to do?
I need to start making a list of these people. And I pull out my notebook and I pull out a crayon and start drawing a big scary dragon, like how I imagine a dragon would be. So it's way cooler, or also way shittier drawn.
I think we're not going to get any answers for quite a while, Zatira, because Smoke and Joe is gone and Can't Prin disappeared. And I think they turned tail
Baird.
and ran to the ship that was docked in the ocean. And I think they've fled for the time being.
Didn't get the opportunity to even explore that ship.
I know. But if I know Canton Prin, he does not like to let things lie. And he likes to hold grudges so well. So well. We'll see him again.
Speaking of letting things lie, we still have the gold mask problem. They're not done, that's for sure.
Should I have
Don't
given
I
him
know
that
it?
gold mask, or
I don't know what the bloody hell that thing would have really done for us. I don't know how it works.
like every time I looked around, like Pearl was just looking at it really intently in my bag, like just like a crazy person, you know, like insane, like absolutely like a crazy person.
Right, I think he was getting a little affected by it.
Right.
I don't mean to be this guy, but I really think we should get out of here because we have what we need, right? Like we have
Right.
everything we need. I don't like this place. I don't like being around these people. And the longer we stay here, the longer I feel like something terrible is going to happen.
Yeah.
Alright.
Calgath, what's your deal? You were furry a second ago.
You know what?
don't-
Yeah, screw to what you just said. I want to know more about you. You know what?
Can we-
New priorities.
What do you want me to tell you?
What was that? I don't.
What
Is
the
that
fuck
is
are
that
you?
something that happens?
What are
I'm
you?
not.
It's something that happens when I remove my bandages.
Really?
Does that happen to many people?
No?
To my knowledge,
What do you get from it? Is it scary?
I get furry.
Is
As
it heavy?
It's fucking
pleasantly
terrifying.
stated a moment ago.
Is it heavy? It looks like you're carrying a
Heavy?
carpet.
Is what heavy?
The fur? I don't know. Do you get?
I didn't see any fur at all. I noticed was all the eyes.
The eyes?
Yeah.
That's reasonable. That's a reasonable question.
Yeah, what's up with
I don't
that?
know. I don't know why they're there.
You're not
It's
curious?
kind of
So you just do that and you're cool with it. You haven't really asked yourself why. You're just like, hey, fuck it, I'm a dog now and bite folks.
It's just-
less of a. It's less of a dog thing, I guess.
It didn't look very canine. Looked monstrous for sure.
Oh, for sure, monstrous. That's
Oh, you
just
didn't see
that's just
this?
the easiest way for
Oh,
me to
guys,
think about it. You know.
You didn't see this guy bite. This motherfucker is a dog.
Yeah, that was crazy. He bit the man's head off once.
You bit a
Yeah.
man's head off?
This guy he ate a guy. I wish he was lying.
He ate a guy?
I
That's
wish
so cool. Oh my
It
god!
was
Did you say anything
very-
cool?
I don't even
Well,
know.
no,
He couldn't. The only thing he
he
was saying
couldn't.
was like screaming of like church bells.
Yeah, you screamed,
Church
then I flew
bells?
away, and then you killed like a bunch of other guys. It was.
cool.
Anyway, we're getting distracted.
Okay,
Have
okay,
you-
we're getting a little distracted.
Have you ever asked Lady Nadine about this? Where you came from? Why you were there?
Why would she know?
You know, I
don't
did.
know.
I didn't want to say
she know?
anything, right? But I kind of saw into some things while we were walking down to the beach, and I think you're part celestial. Get a
Yeah.
hint of celestial. It's the strangest thing, you know.
And yet
Oh,
it
yeah.
looked
We all know that.
straight out of hell.
We all know that. I didn't know that.
Oh. But you weren't
Well,
here
you,
the first
you,
time.
you weren't there for when he told us.
Well, you know, I feel like I want to be part. You know, I just want more communication.
Yeah, from whatever place of heaven you're from, he's from the lowest and deepest and scariest and terrible and disgusting and deplorable and the worst and the awful.
I get it!
Ah, yes, Detroit. That's just what we call our garbage can.
Hey, what was that girl's name that person's name that, Big Boss Man wanted me to go see to check out this
Izzy.
this coin or whatever? Izzy? I need to go find
I
that
think
Izzy
that was
person
the
real
girl
quick.
That Cal and I
No,
were trying
we
to
can-
talk to.
We can talk
Well,
for a second.
I would like to go
before
find Izzy real quick,
Oh.
and then we can leave and Satira can go do her thing.
I
Oh.
could just identify the ring for you if that's what you're
Well,
after.
then here they are, please.
It takes some time. Let's leave first.
Well, we can
and then
do
I'll
that now. We're
do it.
chatting. We're
Well,
chatting.
let's go then. Can we chat on the road, Arya, please? You're eating your food. Everything's gone, please.
Has everyone asked all the questions they want to ask?
No,
No,
I guess
you want
we
to be
could do it
friends,
later.
Calicath?
I guess we could do it later.
You guys,
Alright.
hey, real quick, does everybody just want to be best friends? Kind of.
You
How
can
about
only have
that?
one best friend.
No,
I
we
like
can't,
the
Arya.
intentions.
Yes.
Not while Domino is still alive.
There's a chance. There's
We
a
don't know
chance
that. We don't
Domino's
know that.
alive.
We don't know that.
He probably is.
I'm
Hey,
giving
Hey,
up
Domino,
hope.
if
Let me
you're
have
Domino,
one
if you're
second,
alive,
please.
knock on the floor. Up there, there you go.
You know, I might be Heaven's pride, but for today, I'm Heaven's hope, because I'm hoping Domino gets back. He's the sane one amongst us.
Gonna heavens.
I think
You've
I've
not
heard
been
in my
here
life.
long enough.
I think I'm gonna heavens throw up from what you just said.
All right, that's.
Yeah, we can.
I'm getting out.
All right, I'm putting heaven on the list.
Where are you? We meeting at the usual place. Catch up there.
What's the usual place?
Unless Astrid
The
wants to
usual
go
place.
see Izzy for the ring, that'll work too. If not, then
No,
I'll
let's-
try it.
No, let's fucking just get out of here. Everybody
we
wants to
can-
go. Let's just go.
I mean, I'd like to talk to that girl. I don't know what her thing was. We
I
can.
haven't figured out your deal either. I
Yeah.
know that she was there to counter the magic men here.
All right, screw it. We're gonna go see Izzy. No ifs, ands, or buts. Let's go.
All right, you can
Alright,
go
let's
to
go.
DSC. I'm gonna go handle my thing. It's,
I'm-
Wait,
super
wait,
I'm going with
Zatira-
Astrid. I'm going with
Wait,
Astrid.
Zatira, I need you to go with me. I don't know where to go.
I don't know
find
where
it-
she works.
We'll find it together, Astrid. We'll
This
find
is
it
your
together.
this is your boss.
Yeah, it's my boss. I don't know my boss's house.
Okay. Wow, what a shitty employee. Hey,
I
Walter.
don't work here.
Walter.
Walter, who's been
Walter.
standing at the door the entire time, you see the doorknob twist and slightly peek open. His head comes through and he goes, "Are you ready now, Master Zatira?"
Yes,
Well, she's ready.
I am ready. And
Hey,
then
can
my
you
friends
point-
would like to be
can you-
escorted to Izzy.
Yes, please.
Well, that'll be
where's
where I'm
Izzy?
taking you.
All right, perfect.
Well, lovely then.
Nice. Wonderful.
Perfect. Let's go.
Oh, you're all coming
Come on,
then.
Calicath. Put some pep in
Well,
your step.
They had also got interested and curious.
I see.
We love helping people and such.
Is everyone going to see this Izzy?
I mean, I am.
if you're going with them, then Astrid's
Very
going
well.
there.
I mean,
Well, shoot, yeah, come on. I mean, whoops. My
And-
frost bolster came out.
As everybody walks
Yes,
up,
please, come on.
as everybody walks up, Walter puts up his hand in like a stop motion and goes, for the employment, I will just need Zatira, but we can bring you to Miss Izzy after the fact.
Just wait. You just have them wait
Uh,
outside, and then we handle our business. Then when they come in, when
Fine,
handled.
fine.
Okay.
We can
Just
sit
be
back in the
careful.
We've got
the nice
time.
chairs.
I don't
We
imagine
can-
it'll
try
take
and-
very long.
I'll try and identify your items while we wait. Maybe I can get it done instead.
Well, thank you, Calicat. That was very nice.
I'm gonna look at the chairs, the really nice chair that they had.
All right. You're currently investigating the chairs. Calicat, you're trying to work on this identify. Astrid, you're hanging
Bro,
with
DM, what color was that chair? No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
Zatira.
I'd like to
Zatira.
roll for chair.
dude. Bro, roll for
We're gonna
chair
go.
history.
I have advantage on chair history.
Would you
'cause
like to
I'm
roll
part
for
of
the
one.
chair?
How deep is my butt imprint on it?
What
Would you like to roll an investigation, or what would you like to roll for the chair? It can be whatever you want.
Holy shit!
Animal
this fabric
handling.
is silk.
Please roll animal handling for the chair.
Okay.
Dude, can I cast the help action?
14 for 13.
With your expertise, you do tame the chair. It is
Hell yeah,
now
dude,
it
we
is
got
now
chair.
docile.
I'm keeping it.
All right, put it in the bag of holding. We don't have a bag of holding.
You don't have a bag of
Man
holding.
said the man said, "Have a seat." It was a gift. I'm taking.
He said, "Have a seat." I'm having a
He ought
seat.
to.
I don't
He
think
should.
it's
He
written
should. He should word it better next time. But I'm not going to say that to his face.
You guys are currently slightly dismantling a chair as you're picking it up, and like it's not ready for that weight to be picked up that way. As you're like, I'm keeping the chair. Zatira, Walter ushers you along and begins to
It's a
walk you
cool
down the
fucking
long
chair.
hallways of the manor. And each step it kind of echoes. He's very quiet with as he moves along. Eventually, he leads you from a left to a right. Go ahead.
So how has Zeke been?
Mr. Zeke. Yes, he's been working with Sophia. He's been doing lesser work, but nonetheless good work. I don't see him all too often, but he does live on the quarters of the manor. You may visit him if he's currently in the building, after, of course, you accept Sawyer's employment.
I might. Has he asked about me at all?
I'm afraid I wouldn't know. That would be up to, Sophia's his handler,
Perhaps.
as Sawyer will be yours.
How's Sophia been actually? Everything going business as usual?
Mrs. Sophia's been doing very well for themselves, bringing good names to the Santiagos. Recently opened an interest in taking care of those within the slums, trying to fix some of their hovels and homes.
Right. Fortunately, witnessed the destruction that happened there.
Yes, it is quite unfortunate. Not enough funding seems to make its way to the slums, so Sawyer seems it fit that some of his income be spent helping those who are less than fortunate. In exchange, of course, that they assist at times needed when the red are prying too far into his doings.
Zatira will think about like how the gold mask why had a bit of a hold there, and especially in the enclave. I think maybe a change is and uprooting is exactly what they needed.
Yes. And he opens up, he leads you to a door. He doesn't quite open up, and he goes, through here you'll find Isabella. This is their library, as well as Sawyer's. Please do make point not to touch anything enchanted. Call for me if you need anything.
Do my best. Certainly. Thank you, Walter. And if you do encounter Zeke before I do, tell him I'm sorry that I up and left so suddenly. I don't want to make him worry.
I'll try to make the point for it. and he heads on his way.
Okay. Here we'll enter the room, take a quick look around.
Immediately, you're greeted by a large spiral of books. This isn't a normal library, as it's almost like all the libraries in the center of the room, as it goes into a circle that finds its way reaching high to the roof. It's almost like a column with just shelves that reach around it. And you notice on the left and right, there's just places to sit in a small study. And on the right, you can see that there's a desk with a small lantern and a woman currently writing in a book as she looks up at you, circular glasses with her eyebrows raised, and she goes, oh, hi. And you quite immediately recognize this person as the one who escorted you here.
Hello.
You were,
Never did get the answer on the story behind that necklace.
it's just a, and like, it's just my, I made it. What can I do for you?
Is she wearing it right now?
She is wearing it.
I was told to come here about my employment.
Oh. So you all... Oh, right then, follow me. And she gets up out of her chair and starts rushedly walking her way to the end of the room.
If you would like to insight that, oh, you are, and like try and discern like the real tensions behind that, like her feelings behind that. That's a 3.
It's hard to tell. It's almost as hesitant as everything else she said.
And Tira will follow behind, I suppose.
You follow behind as you're wrapping around this large column of books, and at the end, like the normal light, this room, contrary to others, doesn't have much windows or anything of the sort. It's quite dark. It's only lit by the actual candles and whatnot. And as you're going around, you start to notice that the light becomes from this normal like candlelight to a bluish hue light. And eventually you reach around the column, and there you see her walk up to a flaming pit, blue in nature, kind of rolling. It's the flames move slower than normal fire. It almost looks like a fire in slow motion, if you will. And she reaches over and quickly picks up a iron rod of sorts, and at the end of it she inspects it, and it's a letter S as she kind of twists it and turns it. I'd like you to know what you're getting into. And she places the rod into the fire, resting it on a small stand. Are you familiar with Arcane?
A little bit. This is supposed to be a permanent marker, right?
Yeah. And she pulls up her wrist, showing an S with a spear thrown through it. And at the end of at the bottom of the spear, where would be like not the sharp end, but the end of where you would hold it, a serpent's head kind of sits outwards. Yes, permanent, at least until you're out of employment. That's a little bit gray after that, and then she goes back to, and she starts twisting these almost spoke of sorts, this iron spoke, into the flames, almost rolling it around. You sure then about this?
Do I really have to have this brand for this?
I'm afraid he only allows those in employment who have this.
Does it have any more features other than marking me as his employee?
Well, and as she pulls the iron spoke out of the flame, the blue flame almost clings to the rod as she takes a small half turn. And that blue flame is like, it's a small, long strip line that's still connected to the flames in some way. And as it reaches a certain distance from the fire, it goes from a blue to an orange to a purple to a red to the normal fiery red that you would find on a iron spoke, but still connected nonetheless to the flame. Are you familiar with a spell known as boiling blood?
I'm a tiefling. I have that by default.
This is a little bit more boiling than that. This is what he would consider insurance. It does carry more weight than just marking you. There are many benefits to working for Sawyer. But as he said once before, he doesn't like to be burned. Sorry for the pun.
I'm used to flames and fire.
She gives a nod. This is an altered boiling blood, I should have you know. She starts to turn the spoke upside down, ready, and she motions for you to lay your arm flat onto what would be an anvil of sorts. It's not fully an anvil, but it's like two long spokes that would work as an anvil that you can lay your wrist upon. I won't do it unless you... yes. Normal boiling blood. Many can stomach. I've not yet seen someone who can stomach this one. I've seen...
Suffered its effect before?
I've witnessed it, yes. Someone turned straight to ash.
Ash.
She holds it above the little anvil.
I suppose there's no convincing anyone that I can operate just fine without it.
No convincing him. We all have it.
Satira will roll up a sleeve and have her forearm ready. She will lie down, clench your fist a little bit, cinch your face like, the boiling blood. Yeah, I got boiling blood all the time. It's boiling blood's nothing. It's nothing. And she's just saying to herself,
And
go ahead and do it before they regret it.
and the spoke comes down. And as it's happening, you can hear over the hissing and the burning of skin begins to smell, like you begin to feel the smell of it to you. She begins to recite something, and though she stammers in all things, this is a completely calm, collected thought. And she goes, "With this brand, you are now one of Sawyer's. You have a right to residency. You have a right to food. You have a right to protection, and you have a right to Galahad. You are now one of Sawyer's." And she pulls it off. A little bit of steam rolls up, and as you look at your wrist, it's not scar tissue, but a glowing blue S with the spear through it and a serpent's head at the hilt. Sits on your wrist.
Is this a similar glowing symbol that I think that Naomi had, or is the shape completely different?
Naomi's comes without the spear, and Naomi's was done by Sebastian. That's a whole different deal. Naomi's does not have the arcane attachment like yours does. Naomi's was more kind of done like more for fun tattooing than it was like this.
stare at it for a bit. And Isabel had the spear through it, right? Or was it plain like mine?
Oh, Isabel's does so. Isabel's also has the same exact spear through it. Everything is yours.
Okay. Hopefully, I won't live to regret this decision.
So he'll be happy to speak with you now on more matters on what to do with yourself, and perhaps pay you for your joining of the coven.
Satira is still staring down and a little bit, hoping that she made the right decision, thinking about the benefits that she and her brother will get from it, but knowing that she's locked in now. I'll speak with him tomorrow.
She gives you a nod, and I am sorry. I handle enchantments, and I study new magics. So if I can assist you in any way, it's my duty to do so.
I might turn to ash the moment I ask you this question, but do you know if there is a way to actually remove the brand?
If it
I
helps
imagine
you,
you would only do so after we're no longer his employee.
if it helps you to feel better, he can't hear you, and only he can activate the brand. And no, I don't know how. I have suspicions, but it is against my place to say so.
Do you mind if I go through a few other books to see if there's see, I have a friend of arcane nature, and the more tools he has, the better.
Yes. The libraries of yours now. The entire manor is of your freedom. Of course, not any of the Santiago's rooms, and you as well should have a room now if you speak with Walter. Did he show you where yours was? He might have been waiting for after the brand.
You're right, I imagine so.
Yes.
Well,
And you also have access to room and board in Galahad as well.
you know, I've never been to Galahad.
Sawyer spends most of his time there. I'm sure he'll call you over if necessary, but I think his interests in you lie here in Crossroads. At least
Shame.
for my suspicions.
Use a vacation. Nice change of scenery. Well, I'll be seeing you around.
Okay. It's nice to meet you. I don't think I properly introduced myself. My name is Isabella. And she raises her hand up to like give you a quick shake.
As Satira will reach with her non-burned hand, or non-burned arm. Satira Morn.
My friends call me Izzy.
Well, Izzy, I'm hoping that you and I can become the best of friends.
Yeah, and there's plenty of things I could have help with if you're looking for things to do. But until then,
If I think of anything, I know exactly who to come to.
okay. And there's a bit of like a smile to her face as she's happy to have a friend of sorts.
Yeah. Satira will roll her sleeve back over her arm, like. and then we'll leave the room for now.
Well, you head on out, and it's not too hard or too long before you reconvene with your friends currently fighting over a chair.
What the bloody hell are you doing?
Well, I think it's mahogany, but mahogany usually doesn't act this way when you pick it up.
No,
It's
no,
nothing
we
you
have-
should be fucking with, is what it is.
Well, no, because oak, in my opinion, is just weighted differently. Oh, hey, Satira.
Hey, Zatira, what's up?
Anyways, oak is very sturdy.
So you think it's oak?
the material of the chair
Maybe,
doesn't matter.
maybe.
Put
Okay,
that thing back
okay.
together and sit it there.
Oh, what do you think it is?
Yeah,
Calicat's been real quiet, friggin'.
studying
What a
or
brain-
something.
what a-
Focusing
what a
on
brain-
Trying to
What a
identify
brain
the
teaser.
item You recall.
Calicat,
dude,
I
no,
wa-
Oh, dude, this is a chair, man. What are you talking about?
What are you
I want
talking
you to roll a
about?
concentration check as this has been going nonstop.
Oh god.
What's concentration?
That's a
again?
constitution check, and you have to make above a 10.
I got an 8.
Unfortunately, with all the nonsense on the chair, you've not been able to identify as they would not stopped.
Oh,
You could have asked us to be quiet.
Here, we'll be quiet. Try
We'll
again.
be quiet. We'll be quiet. Yeah, yeah.
Try again. We'll be quiet. We'll put. Don't touch anything. This is.
Put that shit together.
Okay, so it could be palm, right?
can I just use a fucking
Go
spell
ahead,
slot to
Calicat.
identify so it doesn't take 10 minutes?
If you have a spell slot, you can use the spell slot, yes.
I'm using a fucking spell slot on this. Alright, I want to identify something.
Alright, what would you like to identify?
What are we doing?
Go ahead,
first?
Calicath.
The ring
Might as well.
or the other?
Might as well get the ring out of the way. I found the other thing off a dead guy. Well, I found the ring off a dead guy too, so I better do the ring. Better do the ring.
I mean, he can't do both.
Well, you can do
It's limited.
ring first. Ring first. Ring first.
Ring
Fine.
first. Okay, I would like to identify the ring.
Which ring are you guys doing?
Marco's ring.
Marco's ring.
ring.
I want you to roll arcane check on that.
Oh, that's a nice looking ring.
Thank you.
Arcane. Kill myself. I got a 6.
Where'd you get it?
Unfortunately, like last time, this thing eludes you, and the most you can gather from it is that it is magical. It's just what incantations it has
Can I-
seems to be lost
I
to
use
you.
my-
It's tricky.
Can I use my inspiration to give it to Calicath so he can try and roll again?
I'm afraid not.
Can I just
Well,
roll again and
fuck
use a
you
quick
and
spell
fuck
slot?
D&D. This game sucks. I'm mad.
Wow.
I'm upset.
Can I simply use another spell slot?
You can burn
No,
another
Cameron,
spell slot
it-
trying to get it.
Yeah, I mean, go
I'll
for
get
it.
it eventually.
Yeah,
Roll another
yeah.
Arcana check.
You know, I
I
think
got a 13.
I think
13.
spell users are pretty cool. Go for it.
This spell, this ring, its enchantment is complicated, and as you're working through it and the runes begin to appear before you, it is hard to even hold them out of the actual ring to look to investigate them. And with a 13, I'm afraid it's not too long before they zip back into the ring, and you fail to identify it, as you can just gather that it is magical. This is a intensely encrypted and deeply
Alright.
enchanted ring.
One more spell slot. I'm gonna
Oh my
use-
god.
Go.
Third time's the charm, baby.
Third time's the charm. Let's go.
Nice, nice. So what's he doing?
What about a 16?
He's trying to figure out how the thing
A
works.
16.
I mean,
that does.
It's a
So,
ring. It's pretty.
how do you
It's a magic
describe
ring, it's something
this
different.
identification as the runes begin to float off of the ring as it levitates?
Every time I try to identify it, more and more eyes open up from behind my bandages. Every time I fail, more eyes open up and just intently stare at it as the ring floats in front of me.
And like last time, running 3 identifies in a row. I want you to roll a Constitution check as exhaustion from this intensity of trying to force the spell through
I got a
begins to
4.
hit you. You do take a point of exhaustion. I want you to reroll that Arcana check one time.
Oh my god. It's time
Dang.
for a nap anyway. I got a 9.
Your eyes bloodshot, like it's so hard. The most you can sort of read, and you're not sure if you misread it as it zips back into the ring, was dragon. And it falls to the ground. Or to the table.
I don't know.
I will say at this point, you have managed to figure out that this arcane is arcane. It is in Draconic, and in Draconic you read dragon, and then it was gone. If you read that right.
Gotcha.
Well, did you get anything, Kalikath?
Nope. I'll have to try again another time. Or you can take
Well,
it to Izzy
You're a
and see
puzzler,
if she can
isn't
do
it?
something.
That's true. She's also capable of identifying, but if you're struggling after doing it so much, things are
I mean,
volatile.
maybe she
I don't
can.
know, man.
Maybe she's cool. No offense, Cal.
Offense taken.
That's
Oh,
not gonna
my bad.
cut your pride in half. I take it to somebody else, huh, Cal? Not saying you can't do this. It's just,
I don't know shit about
You know.
magic.
well, all right.
But I thought you were a magic user.
No, I'm not a magic user.
What? Wait. Where does your magic come from?
As you're
Where's my
saying
magic
that,
come from? I read it from a book. What?
as
What
you're
is-
saying
what is-
that, the doors
that mean?
open and Sawyer walking back out of his room, back out of the room he came from, kind of like looks at you all, like in a surprise that you're all still here, before like slowly walking forwards and slinking past you guys to go past you guys and down like through the room that you guys came from. He just kind of like tries to neglect your existence as he kind of slips on by.
I-
If I'm honest, Gary shouldn't have invited us to this home.
I weirdly stand up again, but I was in the middle of. Look, it doesn't look right.
It's alright. He's already like not even looking at us anymore by the time.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
Wait, but Kalikath, you cast spells. How do you?
Yeah, have you never read a spell tome before? It's like an
Zatira-
instruction manual for spells.
Zatira, please take me to Izzy.
What is that? What does it look like? What does it look like?
I'm
While
actually
they
an
discuss
excellent
magic
swordsman.
and
I've
chairs.
never gotten to swing it before.
Oh,
You know, the only time I've swung my sword, the man exploded.
Yeah,
that's
we-
cool.
It's true,
I heard
saw-
that while I was
I
taking
saw
out
it.
people as well.
Did you say anything
Actually-
cool afterwards?
No, but I bowed.
I respect it. I respect it. Bowing is cool.
That is funny. The only time I've ever swung my sword and landed a blow, the man exploded.
That's true.
Yeah,
Didn't think
As far as you know, that's all you. That's all you do with the sword.
It's
yeah.
just how incredible my sword skills are.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Okay.
Anyway,
But
That's pretty cool. All right, Zatira, Izzy, please.
yeah, this way.
Let's all go to Izzy. Everyone to Izzy.
No,
Uh,
Should be
no.
able-
You fix that. You fix your mistakes, and then you can join us.
Yeah, put the chair back together and set it back in place, please.
And it's
Okay.
oak. No more arguing.
Okay.
He will make you pay for that chair.
I
Yes.
I'm fixing the chair. It might halfway through Izzy and Astrid's thing, I'll be there. I promise.
Yeah.
Alright,
and
Aria.
as the party leaves,
Like,
and as the party leaves to go see Izzy, Arya stays behind to fix the mahogany chair.
Walter, can I get a tool?
Just like the idea of, like,
Walter, I need a
being like,
screwdriver.
DM says we leave, while he clearly states like what kind of chair it was.
You guys head on your way. Arya, you're
Listen,
still
man,
working
no
on
one
this
called
chair.
my bluff. No one insight checked my oak bluff.
Inside check. No, I'm kidding.
So,
Oh.
Cal, you should be able to have some access to magic books in this library. If you need any more spells and tools that will help you.
God, I hope so. I can't just swap out spells like these other freaks can.
I know. Meanwhile,
I can only cast what I've got on me.
Whoa, man, hey.
And I make my eyes glow a little bit.
Hey, that's pretty cool. I'd show you what I could do, but I would probably pass out. It's my arms.
Right,
Anyways,
I
is he?
figured.
You guys are
Should
at
be.
this point are standing at the front door of the library, but not gone in as you guys are talking about this.
Okay, I knock at the door.
It's a library. I don't think she's immediately.
Well, you know, librarians and stuff. You gotta be nice.
like-
All right,
Yeah, I get
Izzy. I open the door. Izzy.
Yeah.
No, you don't need
Izzy.
You wander on in. There's a large column with books stacked high. Shelves going up. It's notably larger than what should fit on the second floor of this manor. And as you guys begin to walk around this bookshelf, as you go, Izzy! A voice kind of goes, I'm over here. You don't have to shout.
Oh, I wasn't shouting. That's just my normal talking voice.
Wow.
Currently, Izzy is standing next to. You can see them as you walk around. There's a blue flame, like a fire that moves in slow motion before them. And they're currently reading over a tome in front of it, like on a stand. And they're currently standing up, looking over. And this, as you've now found out, is Izzy is the same person that was walking with you guys from when you were first picked up on the beach side. Yes. How may I help you? If you're
Yes, little
with
lady.
her.
I am in need of some identification.
All right. You're not exactly a full-fledged member, so that's going to be 50 gold pieces. If that's
Okay,
all
then
right with
Zatira
you.
would like to do some identification.
I'm
Yes, please. Just
afraid-
identify it for.
then.
This tool might be useful for us in our future missions. If it isn't, then you can probably keep it. It's probably worth the price.
Okay.
What? No, what? No, fuck you. No, it's not Zatira.
Alright.
I'll do this time. I have to be particular with the rules, but because you're
How about
new
a
flesh.
freebie?
Yes, exactly. Do you mind giving me the ring?
Okay, but please, Izzy, be super careful with it.
Absolutely. And as the ring
Treat it as you would your books.
as the ring falls into her hand, she places it on the desk next to her, and she goes, "And I will get to that at least by tomorrow afternoon." And she goes back to what she was working on.
What? What? You
It's
can't
not
just.
something you can't.
You can't just do that
at
now.
the moment.
Oh,
You
it
have a
takes time
Don't
to
even-
identify an item, and I have an order at the moment.
so
Well, what's your
everything
order?
would be on back order then, huh?
Right. I figured that wouldn't be. Was this any rush? I figured this could be something that could be picked up from the shop after I spent some time with it.
It's a personal
Wha-
item, and he'd rather keep it. So how about you fill us in your schedule, and when it's available, then we come back around and have you identify it in a moment.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure. It does take time to identify, but let's see. And she starts looking
How
through.
long would it take for you to identify it?
Well, it really depends on the item that we have at hand. Let me see it one more time.
Okay, here.
She takes it, puts it on, this time putting it in front of her. She stops what she's doing, where she stops reading halfway through the book. She kind of puts her thumb into it and like she puts her thumb into some ink and then puts it onto the where she was. She turns back around, grabs from a shelf, kind of pulls it back and reaches up, and there's like this like magnifying like circular glass that's one-eyed. As she leans in and points at it, she picks it up and she goes, oh. Huh. Where did you say you got this from?
From my place of respite. I got it from Frostbolt Sadir. I
The
acquired it from
runes
my.
are an old
brother.
magic. I don't think I've seen this language on anything in, I'd say, 3 years now. And that itself was an antique. This thing is
It's
old.
ironic.
It's
Yes, and it's
it's
driving me mad.
draconic
What
in
does it
nature.
do?
Well, that's going to take some time, and I don't even mean a little bit of time. Huh. Where you said you just found it? Or it came from your
No.
home?
I did not find it. It was. It's very sensitive. I'd just rather not say.
It reminds me of a old scroll. I actually, and she like leans and she goes, I wouldn't let Sawyer know about this. This seems like something he would want to keep. And she kind of puts it in your hands. If you want me to work with it, I'd be happy to. But that's going to take me the better part of a few months.
A few months? I mean, a few months.
The last one I saw it took me almost 5 months to decode because it was in some arbitrary language created by the wizard at the time he created it, and he did not use that language again because he decided it was a dead language and just immediately moved over to a different one. Like, that's some old... I have to relearn how to even speak that kind.
That's
Hey, no
basic,
shouting.
though.
This is
And I would've
no
done
shouting. This is a
your
library. But damn.
I apologize. Maybe you could speak with someone at low, but this is a fundamental item. I haven't seen things like this
Is he-
often.
I do have an option.
I'm all
I
ears.
can speak Draconic if you can let
Well,
me see the runes, if
I-
that's possible.
I mean, I could easily do that for you. No worries. I can speak Draconic as well. That's the fundamental of all arcane information that we have. The issue being is that how they pair the words together changes. So any magical items created in the last 20 years have been on the similar fundamentals usage of the verbs and the nouns and the pronouns. However, it starts to get a bit funky 20 years back and farther as we weren't on the standard that Lowe set. This is old. This is really old.
All right. I'll just put the ring back on.
I'm sorry.
The fuck, Marco? How the fuck did you get this ring, Marco? Motherfucker! God, if you were still alive, I would kill you right now.
There are
And
some
just as
languages
that happens,
that were closer than 20 years ago, but this is before even those, as far as I can tell.
as Astrid was yelling about Marco, I walk in looking very sad as Walter walks me in
All right.
because I got lost.
Do you want to roll before you get pulled into here, before you find Walter? Do you want to roll a perception check?
Me?
Yeah, if you'd like to, or you could end up here. Your choice.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely going to get lost, so this is the time for wacky shenanigans. Perception, you said? Natural 20 for 22.
Ooh. All right. So as you're walking around the halls, currently lost, looking around, trying to find the library, trying to figure out where the heck any of this is, you're maybe like 7 or 8 rights and lefts into this what's supposed to be not that thick of a house, lost and on the wrong floor. As you hear Firstly, you hear the sound of Walter speaking with somebody in a room nearby, and you're like, oh shoot, there's Walter. And you're about to speak out to him, but just before you speak outwards, you can hear a familiar yell for just a second as the door closes and silences it.
Uh-oh. Arya thinks to himself, oh boy, this was supposed to be lighthearted shenanigans. That sounds serious. And he's going to investigate the door.
You head down the hallway, and the door in question is this thick iron door. And roll an investigation check.
Oh boy. 5.
The door looks completely normal.
Mahogany again? No, ash and oak.
This is a metal.
Oh, I was very wrong.
This is a thick metal door that seems to have a wheel to open it.
Is it weirdly different from all the other doors?
It's oddly different, yes.
Well,
This is on
you
the
know,
first floor.
Oh, I bet you this is cool guy's house or the cool guy's room. But why would there be screaming? Oh no! I opened the door.
You start twisting
I
the.
Yeah.
Hmm?
I was just gonna say I'd do a quick knock and try to open it.
There's a clink as the door is now completely unlocked, and you do knock, and the knock has no sound.
Oh, that's weird. Usually I make too much of a knock. I look inside.
The door, you pull it, and it's actually a bit of weight to pull it, and there's some wind kind of comes with it, and you hear a yell again outwards, and it sounds like a painful one. It sounds like that of Domino Lavernus.
Uh-oh. That's my best friend. I'm gonna look around, but be a little bit more cautious, because now it's like, oh no.
Looking left and right, there's no one down the hallways in here, and looking into the room that you had just opened, there's a stairwell that goes downwards.
You said this place was like weirdly big on the inside, right?
Right.
Is it? And you're saying there's a hallway that I'm seeing.
You're a hallway
Inside
looking
this
long
tr-
ways left and right.
Uh-huh. Okay. Very well.
I'll go down the stairwell.
Do you close the door behind you?
No. No,
No?
I leave it open a little bit.
Leaving the door cracked. Sound
Just cracked,
continues
yeah.
to emit. And
Yeah.
you start walking your way down this long flight of stairs, each step to like almost echoing. It's really hard to be quiet. I want you to roll a stealth check at disadvantage on these metal stairs.
Excellent. I already have disadvantage on stealth, so this means
All right.
nothing.
No, that means nothing.
14.
Oh! Traveling your way down, you eventually get to the bottom of the stairwell. And there, a man currently stands. His suit. Firstly, it is an opening room and with a few chairs and a large window currently on there. And you can see that there's several. This is again a long hallway underground with several doors and several elaborate like chambers of sorts, and then a door at the end as well. But immediately to your right is where you're hearing the sound emit, and it's slightly muffled through this like glassy kind of wall. And there's it goes from a hard wall to a glass wall that you can like you're just peeking over just a little bit, and there you can see a man, changeling, thin white translucent skin, currently pacing back and forth, a little bit of blood splattered onto the front of his suit. He looks to the right where you are, and you duck down for just a second before you duck back up, just seeing him as he like looked in your direction, missed, and turned back around. And there is a Domino currently chained with his arms behind his back, claw marks into his suits and outfits. His face looks a bit panicked, and the figure, Sawyer, reaches down and grabs his cheek, hit the bottom of his chin, and lifts it up, looking at him. And he speaks with a dark tone, just the most angry, visceral kind of deep tone, and he goes, "My daughter went with their uncle to a carnival, one you might be familiar with. Are you doing anything?"
I'm really feeling like leaving, but I'm going to stay for 6 months and then getting out because this is not where I want to be. But I'm not gonna freak out. I'm not gonna move fast. I'm just gonna stay for 6 more seconds and then
You
walk.
worked at this carnival. You, in fact, are the last person I can find that worked there. So, what happened?
I'm dipping.
Where and as you're dipping, you're going up the stairs. I want you to roll a stealth check.
Oh no.
And you can just hear the "Where did it go?" as you're heading your way up the stairs.
You said where did it go?
He's not speaking to you, but he's speaking to Domino, seemingly, as you're going back up the stairs.
Hey, Sylph.
Yeah.
I'm using that inspiration die
Oh no.
because I rolled a 4.
Oh no.
It's worse.
It's worse.
How the fuck did you make it worse?
It was a natural one. It's as bad as it can be.
Well, let's go with that 4, and maybe that 4, that 4.
If it,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I
There's-
think we'll take the 4.
Oh, yeah.
Wink.
Hey,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just saying, canonically, he does in fact make it back to that library.
Man, it's
I'm
crazy.
just saying,
I-
he
Yeah.
do be making it to that library. Maybe a
Oh,
slap
yeah.
on the wrist and not a sword through the heart.
Oh, yeah.
Please, DM,
It was
please.
nice knowing you. Alright,
Oh,
very nice knowing you.
Oh, yeah. You hear 3 words in a dark tone come from Sawyer. As you can you're taking a step up the stairs, your feet miss one of the stairs before you make a big stomp that echoes toot, 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 toot. And you hear the kill that guy. I want you to roll initiative.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
This is as bad as it could be. 14.
14, you're up first as you hear a deep voiced kill that guy. He's not seen you, but from there you can hear a flurry of movement begin.
So,
Get that guy, fucking kill it when he's not fucking.
It's,
Sorry,
it's
just trying to add background noise.
Of course. It's really simple. I can move 35 feet per turn. I'm going
Uh-huh.
to use my movement to move 35 feet. Use my action to move 35 feet, so that's 70 movement. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to cross my fingers and be like, internally scream a little bit like,
This
is the way to the library.
This
I'm lost.
isn't the library! As you start scattering up the stairs, there's the and all like the noises.
This is a bathtub.
The echo of the metal stairs as you're. I want you to roll an athletics check because we're not quite in a battle. As you're starting to sprint your way across, and you hear this horrible movement, and then almost yell outwards.
Athletics, 27.
27 as you're running your way upwards, climbing up the stairs, the bottom thing. You make it to the top of the stairs, and there's this large, thick metal door that's in front of you. And as you turn around, the lights the candles that lead up to the stairs, you don't see anything coming up the stairs, but you can see the lights go off as the lights are turning off.
I'm not taking any time. I'm not taking any time.
Soldier boy,
I'm pushing it. I'm opening it.
You're pushing.
It was a little bit
It's a
open.
heavy door. It's slow.
It was a
I
little
want
bit
you to roll
open.
an athletics check as you're pushing that heavy metal door as the lights go off.
Beep, 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 beep. It was
Was
a little.
slightly
It was a
ajar
little bit.
open?
It was slightly ajar. 14 athletics.
14. The door, and you start pulling the large circle, locking it up. All right, and then with it,
I'm shutting it. And
you're
I'm
shutting
running
it.
back to the dining hall.
And you clunk, the door shuts, and you turn around to run back to the dining hall, and 2 lights from either side. There's a stairway in the middle, and there's two hallways on the sides of the stairwells as the lights start to turn off from those 2 directions as well, leading towards you. There's the stairwell, and then behind you.
The stairwell going where? Up?
So you can go to the right where there's the stairwell, but on the right and left of that stairwell, there's lights turning off heading towards your way. And then behind you, there's no lights turning off, but you don't know where it goes. It's just a long hallway. So it's left and
Behind
right.
me sounds good. Behind me sounds great.
Behind you sounds great. All right, you turn around and you start sprinting your way over there. I want you to roll an athletics check. Are you doing anything else as you sprint away?
Really?
It's the library.
No, I'm using my. I'd like to maybe divine sense real quick. It allows me to detect good and evil, specifically for celestials, fiends, and undead in my area, 60 feet around me, and hallowed and other. things.
As you're
But-
sprinting, you start you have this you quickly how do you describe that kind of sense? The flowers?
Really, right now it's flowers. Some flowers will go up, or some flowers will go.
Some of the flowers on your
pixels.
body bloom and then turn a dark reddish purple. There are fiends in your area.
Ooh. I'm sprinting, boy.
You're
I'm
sprinting.
sprint. Is
What
it
was
another
that?
athletics check?
What was that athletics check? Oh,
Is there
natural
possibly
20!
a celestial within?
25. It was 25.
Oh no, I got a natural 20!
50 feet?
And a
Yeah, but
5.
it's 25.
Dude, the lights start dimming. Do. Somehow, even though there were like the outdoor light, there's like at the end of the hallway, there's a window and there's light peering in. Even that light begins to quell. It doesn't become completely dark, but it starts to turn like almost like the late afternoon as you're sprinting along, and a almost horrible grasp. Almost, you feel that on the side of your body start to pull you. You start to slow, and your body becomes a bit sluggish. There's a right turn or a straight. What would you prefer?
Right turn or a straight?
You don't know which leads to what. Straight is to that window that's now turning off. The lights are like slowly dimming inwards.
You said that was straight? I'll take a right turn.
Right turn. You pivot on your foot, take a right turn, and you go. I want you to roll an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics. 18. Perfect.
18.
That's fine.
Your foot takes a huge turn, and then you get almost this glimpse, something of this reflection of yourself, but horribly malformed and malfunctioning. It looks up to you, and you like almost reel back as you turn it. You run forwards, and you go managing. You almost go face first before you stop yourself, grabbing onto the shoulders of Walter, who's like, ah! As you grab onto him. And as soon as your arms grab either of his shoulders, you turn back around, and all the lights are back. All the monsters gone, and everything is ended.
Hey, Walter. How's it going? I'm after a good run. I mean, after a good dinner, I like to go for a run. This place is really big. You know that?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Can you let go of me, please?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yes. The library. Where's the library? I don't know.
Is everything
Right.
okay with you?
Yeah, sorry. I'm just, I was thinking about the time when I was a kid, and the time when I was a kid wasn't at all. I like to run, and it helps stress. It's one of those things. I promise I'm not weird. It's one of those things.
Are you crying?
It's terrible. I promise. It's just it's just something really ugly inside me, and it's not. I don't want to get into this, Walter. I don't want to get into this. I just want to go to the library.
All right. I'll take you to the library. And he begins to like walk you back. And after some time of going back up the stairs, unraveling some of the crazy turns you've taken, you were led to the library, where they are currently all talking about the ring.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, all right.
Hey, Arya.
Oh, hey, man. What's going on?
I
You look
found
like
this
you're
man. He was looking for you. And he.
Yeah, this place is
No, if
big.
you gave us a little moment longer, we would have just found you, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. I'm just a little impatient, and
Yeah.
You-
how
You're
it is.
alright,
you
you
go-
look paler than usual, like a
Yeah,
heavy
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
good? You good, man? Everything all right? You look like you've seen something.
Is my mascara running? I just,
You look like you've been running.
Calicat, you're right. I don't like this place that much. I'd like to go somewhere else. Is it right outside?
We're going soon. Hold on, we're trying
Okay,
to figure
okay,
something
yeah.
out.
I'm gonna be with you guys. I like you guys.
If there's anything else I could do for you, just let me know. As Walter begins to walk back out the door.
Thanks, Walter.
Bye, Walter. I like that guy.
Yeah, he's
I like-
nice.
I like that good too.
He
Anyways,
begins traveling away.
So about that ring,
No, I'm spoken for. No, I'm just kidding. We're out of here. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
I think I'll just keep it on my person. Thank you for the big insight on what the hell this is.
Yeah. You know, you
Sorry, I couldn't
earned that
help
ring for
more.
so long.
No, it's fine. It's just piling up more questions.
Yeah. Yeah, you were wearing that ring for so long. I figured you would have like felt something with it, you know.
The only time I have ever felt something was when I first put it on,
Well, that means something.
and it was a
Since you're
burning
attached to it.
sensation.
Well, that's probably your best bet, and at this
Literally
point, figuring out what the heck it does.
the only time I felt warmth in the Frost Bolster. It was weird. But I was grieving at the time, so I said, fuck it. That's an emotion that will pass.
Well,
And now I don't know what this ring does. And the only guy that knows it is dead.
Rest in peace.
Well, that's not true. But I'm a long ways off before I feel like I'm going to get any true answers. So, I will cease this incessant worrying about this thing and bide my time.
Seems pretty important. I mean, like, and if you felt something before, maybe it's something to try and recapture in that moment. Kind of focus
Well-
on it next time you put it on, I guess.
The only emotion I was feeling was, well, it was a mix of them really, but grief, and was overtaking all of my senses. And the only thing that was with me when I came to was my master, Martez, not Prin, and something else was watching over me, and the ring. He spit it out, and I put it on, and then that warmth washed over me. I didn't say anything, I didn't do anything, I just felt. You can't get that feeling again.
Maybe next time you put it on, maybe like try and focus on that brought the feeling for the first time.
Not a bad idea, Zatira.
Magic items, they kind of work on the whim of the individual using them, but you gotta have the right idea in mind to make it work.
I like that.
I'll have to keep that in mind, Zatira.
that being said, before we head on out of here, I've got a little bit of searching to do around this library.
Yeah, and I hope you don't mind if our magic friend uses some time to go through some of the tomes, see if he can find anything useful. If we do, we may check it out. And, try and make use of it.
So, just a few ground rules. Sorry, with the tomes. You may read them. You may explore as you will. There's plenty of resources over all kinds of various things you could find around as above. You may not take them with you, if that's not a problem. And then, as far as tomes of particular magic intent, those are locked up, and if you find any with a lock on them, I'm afraid that you would have to have explicit permission to access them, I'm afraid.
Right. So if your child is going to do any studying, it's going to be in this room.
Right, and if it's, as I might presume, if you're interested in studying or learning new spells, our options here are quite limited. But I know where you could find more if you had the
Please,
coin.
no.
There's an individual, you would need to speak with the receptionist. He can get you with someone who can get you new
Shout out.
spells. However,
Reception.
yes,
Wow.
he doesn't work for the Santiagos, but he's in distant Galahad. And he's where you can purchase a number of spells, though the receptionist can lead you to him. His actual name is the Cobbler.
Very well. Sounds like a plan to me.
But if you need to study any creatures or any items or gems and things, this library is expansive on magical artifacts. That is my expertise and the expertise.
Do you have any books on deities?
Very limited, but some. Who are you looking for?
A few actually.
Well, I do have some of the more known gods, and I just have general information on them. I do have an extensive amount on Pelor, but that's it's just whatever you're looking for.
Hey, that's a good call, actually. Do you have any that you know of offhand? Do you have any knowledge on celestials, just as a general knowledge?
So, and she begins walking down the library and like kind of like leading you while speaking. And as she starts getting on this topics and subjects that she's more comfortable with, her stutter starts to slow a little bit, and she starts to speak a little bit more firmly. As far as the study when it comes to celestials, you might need to clarify to me what you mean. There are two types of celestials well known: those who are manifested and those who are born. What are you referring to?
Whatever I am.
Oh.
Once they're born.
And she looks at you
Interest.
and kind of confused and goes, "You're celestial?"
Yeah, shocked us too.
That's what does celestial mean? Celestial means from heaven, right?
It could mean many things.
Oh.
What I believe, at least.
The only born celestials, and she starts walking a little bit around you, looking at you, are from Tenet. But if you're referring to whatever you exhibited in that fight, I've never read of anything of your sort. Celestials are supposed to be beautiful men and women with great grand wings and the ability to heal those that they touch.
She called you ugly and nerd.
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I was just saying. It's not the
You
most
feel bad about being right.
typical.
Okay.
Wow.
I would like to, if possible, pull off a few of my bandages. In game, my exhaustion is eaten up my only transformation that I can provide. So hopefully, nothing happens. But just a few face bandages is all I mean.
All right, you pull. Yeah, you can pull them off, and your form can shift and change.
Yeah. That'll be fine. I remove a few bandages from my face, just from, pretty much the eyebrows down, and I say, if you have any sort of knowledge, do I look standard?
She takes a few steps forwards towards you. Do you? And she raises up her hand to almost to your jaw, and she goes, "Do you mind?"
Sure.
Natural 20. She slowly reaches onto your jaw, kind of feeling the bone structure, and then her hand reaches up to your cheek, pressing against your cheeks as well, and then up to your eyebrows, and she pushes kind of hard into your temples and your eyebrows. It kind of hurts a little bit as she kind of digs in there, and she then pulls your hair back a little bit, just a touch, and she kind of stops and she goes, "You have through an autopsy in one of these," and she pulls out a book that's Born Celestials and their design.
The moment she says the word autopsy, my feet are still straight up, but my entire body leans back away from her. If that makes sense. How Michael Jackson kind of does the
Michael Jackson.
that.
Yeah. No, not you. There's a book that goes over an autopsy of a born celestial who died, and one of the most the skull features. You don't have all of the features that were prominent, however. And she starts flipping through this book that she pulls from a shelf, and it's got dust caked on it. She's flipping through it, and she stops at one of the skulls. Do you see these two indentions here? And she mentions on the eyebrows, either end of the eyebrows, almost a quarter of the way through them, there's this large indention on either one. From our knowledge, they're quite unique to Celestials, and then more so, if you look up here, and she slowly like points her fingers towards the top of the skull, where a tiefling would have their horns. You see this weird dent on either end, and you could see that is essentially like, it would be almost if someone like plucked horns out of a skull. What would be left? You have these. These are telltale signs of a celestial, but your jaw, and she brings her hand down to there, that's unique. And the she looks over to one of your randomly protruding eyes. That's also not standard. So, I'm sorry, but my answer's a yes and no?
I slowly turn back to the rest of the group that's near me, and I say, "I'm fucked up."
Yeah, you're weird. You're a weirdo,
So-
even amongst
so-
your people.
Al, buddy,
Celestial.
we know.
Yeah.
As I put my hand on his shoulder, we know, buddy.
So
Somebody
celestial.
really should ask lady about, like,
Wait,
where
your
she
grandma?
found you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if she's not
Can
dead.
I lean down and whisper to
That
Izzy
won't happen.
and ask her about some some books recommendations?
I also
Hey,
put my
Izzy.
bandages back on.
Yes.
This is a little personal.
Okay.
Do you have anything at all about resurrection or wish?
And she kind of like takes a few steps back, looking at you. And she starts like patting her like sides, and she's like kind of nervously fidgeting. I can't
It's a yes
can't
or no
answer
question.
anything like that. I'm sorry. And she starts to walk off. I can help you tomorrow. And she starts to. I need to retire. I need to retire. And she starts running off.
Wait, it's only
Well. Okay, man. Can no one answer my questions ever?
I can answer your questions.
That doesn't involve heaven.
Well, I wasn't gonna tell you. It's way too cool for you. So.
Yes, of course. Ever helpful, Aria. Thank you.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was about
speaking
heaven,
of
wasn't it?
helpful. No.
Grassy
No.
green fields and
Well, we don't have grass. It's complicated.
oh,
Hey.
well, heaven sucks then. All right,
Sounds like shit.
heaven sounds like a desert.
Well, yeah, we have sand.
On a,
Oh, okay.
you're on a boat? You came here?
This guy's from the desert.
No, I mean it's not a desert. We've got plenty of stuff. It's
You
cool.
Said you came
Oh yeah.
here, you said you came here from sailing, but you don't know exactly how exactly you landed here.
No, I pretty much remember that. I was sailing, and then a big red thing happened. A big angry
That doesn't.
red
that
thing
doesn't
happened.
explain
It was
anything.
big,
It doesn't explain a damn thing.
flashing, and then I was fighting a crocodile. I don't know what part is confusing to you.
Thank you,
General
Walter.
idea, really.
The entire thing you.
And
All of it, really.
Uh-oh.
a thank you, Walter, interrupts the conversation as a figure walks through the door. Sawyer again, taking a few steps into the room. I didn't expect you'd be in my house for so long. I cannot lie.
Well, you got a lot of knowledge here that we'd like to soak up.
Yes.
Just about to look into more deities. Look into why, even the God of the Red, even maybe others.
You, Zatura, have room here. The others can't stay the night. I can't be harboring criminals. But keep in mind, Astrid, I can help you get home.
Well.
If you wish to get me, fine. But I ask that you leave my home. Return to me
Okay.
if you've changed your mind.
So is this like a last goodbye?
This
unless
is
I
me
bring
saying
you
I have to
what
go to
you
sleep
want?
now, and you're still in my home. Walter, see them out. And he starts to walk off. Yes,
Okay.
it is getting
That's the most
nighttime.
reasonable thing he said today.
It's nighttime. We were up 24 hours. We were up last nighttime.
I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm tired. I want to go night. I mean, to sleep, like a normal person.
In the morning, we can reconvene here and do a better reading, studying up on things.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I've got some.
Well, bye.
When it comes the morning.
Bye, I guess.
I've got a few things.
Shopping? No.
No,
Yes.
sleep, then shopping.
Maybe shop.
Sleep, then doing chores.
That is my morning errands. That is what I refer to.
Excellent. So, where do we sleep?
Not
it's-
here,
hey.
apparently.
I wonder
Hey,
if
let's
that
go
tavern-
to
I wonder if that tavern
what?
is still open. You know, the one
mean the
where
Iron
my friend
Tankard?
died. Yes.
No, I don't think they want to see me. And besides, we're still wanted.
That's true.
Where's that?
Yeah,
It's
mean-
closed.
Doppelganger.
Not like it's
maybe.
gonna be filled with guards or anything.
No, but it'll be surrounded by them, and you'll be recognized by the employees there as criminals.
Is the
You may
tavern
all
closed?
have this conversation
there.
outside. I'm to be seeing you out.
Oh, yes,
Alright,
yes.
let's walk and talk, and we'll figure out this.
Yeah. All right, we're outside.
All right, as you guys travel outside, travel out of that library, down the stairs, Walter does catch your shoulder, Zatira, and go, do you mind staying for just one moment before you leave as well? Sawyer wants to have a last words with just you.
I do plan on staying around. I'm just trying to help my friends figure out where the heck they're going to sleep for the night.
Ah, yes. Just. And then he thinks for a moment and goes, there we go. And starts to walk with you all, heading to the front door as he guides the way out. With the twist of the doorknob and open of the door, a man with a big smile on his face, draped in red wardrobe and red outfits, and a piercing eye upon you all, kind of smiles upwards and goes, "Hi, I'm Mako." We'll end the session there.
Great.
Oh, hello.
I just want to go to bed.
Wait, who the
I
fuck is
remember
Mako?
that name.
Use
Mako's
the
the
use the
general.
door
Good night.
walk,
Thank you for
yeah.
showing up.